this league has to offer, duking it out in a best-of-3 Valorant Championship. I'm your host, Jacob Jem Palmer. Joining me is Michael Fisher. And Fish, it's so nice to see these players here kind of finally putting some faces to the names that we have been calling for so long. And if there were some names that have made themselves known in Valorant, I mean, you've got Kinetic, Prestige, some of the top talent we have.
Yeah, I mean, Prestige is the first name, obviously, that comes to mind. I mean, what won, like a record 7 straight Rumbles in a row at one point. I mean, so the Vipers are absolutely loaded. Barracudas, excuse me, they're absolutely loaded. I really want to see how this matchup goes. Again, these teams have been back and forth, but as you said, it's been nice to put names to faces. You said Prestige, Kinetic. I'm sure there's going to be some other players that we're going to leave. I know Hidden, another one of those players, delete as well. Just going to be some absolutely fantastic moments here up on the stage. And I'm excited to see how it goes. I don't know how many of these kids have had LAN experiences. Like, when you're up on that stage, like both these teams are going to be tonight, it feels different. And you've got to adjust to the noise. You've got to adjust to the crowd. I'm very curious if there's going to be a team who maybe makes a mistake and then realize, look, we're in front of everybody. We got to calm things down. I look for those IGLs for both these teams in particular to stand out tonight, get their teams on the same pages. As we take a look here at the maps, looks like we're starting out on Haven.
Yep, going to be starting out on Haven. Nice little bit of uniqueness. Icebox and Fracture bite the dust in terms of the ban. So two of the more kind of the more special maps are kind of out of the running. Then we're going over to Bind and then a classic Ascent. I hope we get to a Game 3. I want to see these two teams very evenly matched. And I just like seeing Ascent as well. I think it's also probably a good time to mention that we kind of have, between the games, our own kind of commentator who's going to be providing some insight and analysis. That is Jared Barratel Castiglione, who is going to be next to us on this couch here, giving his thoughts on how the match turns out. So we'll be getting to him shortly, but right now, like we were saying, this is the best of 3. Haven is going to be the first one. We're at least going to see Haven and Split. And the reason you're seeing Split, obviously, is Pearl is not in the rotation right now. Not legal right now.
Yeah,
so we don't have to learn too much new here. We can go with the classics that we know.
Yeah, again, really like the map choice. I'm with you. I really want to see Ascent in a Game 3. I think that's even just going to build the drama even more. So I like this. I'm interested because I feel like every Rumble we've had, like Fracture has been like an absolutely insane map, like overtime. Like I feel like every Fracture map we've ever played is like 15-13. So I'm a little bummed because I think it's all been very competitive. But I understand Grand Finals, you want to get just the meme maps out of the way. You want to go with your standard map. So I totally understand these map choices here. And again, really excited to see how Game 1 goes. That's going to tell me a lot, especially with these kids up on stage. Very interesting how you respond round 1, round 2. Things go wrong. You just boom for the whole night, or are you going to be able to recover?
Alrighty. Well, like we said, this is going to be a best of 3. 5 players playing 5 players. And, of course, the map choices have been decided with the picks and bans just coming in here. We can take a look at the rules on the screen as well, just so we can clarify everything here. And I think we've pretty much gone over everything it has to offer. The tournament has been over 4 days. So over the last 4 days, these teams have been competing. So it's definitely all led up to this. It's been a marathon for these teams.
Yeah, and I'm really a big fan of this, that we've kind of got to go have a 4-day event for Valorant. I think it's the best format to have a lot of respect for just how long these matches can go. And again, you saw there that we did a coin flip before the match started. The winner got to pick the map. Maps 1 and 3 if you won the coin toss. Map 2 if you lost it. And then, of course, if you didn't get to pick the map, you got to pick the side you go on, which is very important. You swap after 12 rounds. Some maps attacker favored, some maps defender favored. So I'm sure these players have a plan. You pretty much probably want to make sure you're doing the second thing first. If it's an attacker favored map, you want to attack second so you have a chance to end things here before you have to go to overtime.
Well, that's not the only keys to the game. You heard Fish's take, but of course our more official take comes to us courtesy of Doc Haskell. And Doc's keys to the game for Valorant, that's going to be to flank effectively, spend and peek wisely, count cards and call abilities, and click heads. It's all brought to you by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. As we're ready to head off into our first match as soon as we get into it, Vipers versus Barracudas. And also take this time to just talk a little bit more about Haven that we are going to start out on. I also don't know if we can just, quickly to the side show Barratel here beside us. He's just hanging out, lounging on the couch. But once we can, if if it's in production's will or not, but we definitely will hear Barracuda. I'll at least say hi to him. How are you doing?
Hi, it's
there
me.
You are.
We had to do the testing first for the volume,
yeah,
but I'm glad we figured it out.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, so what are your overall thoughts in terms of Haven? Looking to see the map line up as you saw, Icebox and Fracture banned. What are your thoughts on this first stage?
Haven being one of the kind of initial stages releasing with the game, most practiced map, I think without question, just because the longevity of the map. It's been around for the longest time. What's interesting, though, is the fact that these newer teams have the opportunity to play with the newer maps, so maybe Haven being an old standby could be something that only the veterans of the game have an advantage in.
Yeah, we definitely have some esports tower veterans, as we were talking about, Prestige and Kinetic. So overall, have a lot to look forward to tonight. And one of the main things that we've been seeing is normally kind of over the history of Valorant for the past couple of years, we have had, Sage kind of, Sky, not Sky, it is not Jet, excuse me, sorry. Oh, man, the momentous night is already getting to me. But we've seen Jet as the main duelist kind of thing. But overall, kind of stepping up, we're talking about people popping off. The main agent that we've been seeing popping off lately on Esports Tower is Chamber. I mean, the Chamber play has been fantastic for these teams.
Just the amount of free guns that are built into Chamber's kit, I think, really just takes you over the edge. The fact that you can get an op, the fact that you can get a sheriff without having to invest those resources is just absolutely huge. And yeah, I think Chamber has absolutely changed the meta, has really slowed down the mobility. I still think we'll probably see some Jets just because of her absolutely fantastic movement. Would not be shocked if we maybe see some Skies as well for the utility. That's going to be huge. So it is interesting, though. Chamber has basically been 100% pick rate by both teams, I feel like, that have been successful in Esports Tower. So I would be totally shocked if our Vipers and Barracudas that we see on screen here, Prestige, Kinetic, Rezkin, Jaguar, and Clids, taking on Hidden, Fangzy, Mini, Delete, and Atlas, probably at least going to be guaranteed to see Chamber on both these teams.
Right. As we've been saying, these are all prime top talent. They've been fighting over the last 4 days to make it to the finals. Some of them are on the stage right now. In fact, I think we can see Fangzy up there on stage as well as Mini. So all these players now finally getting used to the spotlight on them. And one thing I want to kind of touch on that really is kind of underrated, it's not just the people cheering for you, but we got people cheering for both teams. So it can kind of be a little bit of a new mental challenge when you hear people cheering for the other team.
Yeah, it's going to be something to get used to. I'm curious. I mean, throughout, the last few days, we've had some pop-off moments. You stand up, you scream in each other's faces when you do get a kill. So I'm sure we'll get some of that on stage tonight. It's going to get loud. And that's just something that, again, if these players have that LAN experience, as you do see on the stage there, as you mentioned, Fangzy and Mini, you've got Hidden as well right to their left. So, again, they're ready to go, but how do you handle the volume? I mean, some of these players just kind of realize, oh, yeah, Discord does have a slight audio delay, but you don't realize it when you're at home by yourself. Sure. How are you going to handle that? How are you going to handle the sound in the arena? I really do think it favors, again, these teams are going to swap after game one up on the stage here. I do think that favors the team that's currently over in our team room because they're going to get used to the noise over there, and then they're going to be able to go up on stage. If you're on stage for game one, you might lose a couple rounds because that noise gets to you. So I do want to see how the Vipers up there react.
We actually have a view of our team room, too. We have a dedicated camera in there and all the machines set up there that we've had players rotating in between. Right now you see that is on stage. You can also see in the background a bunch of other players from Esports Tower. They've been competing in Overwatch and Rocket League. It's been a great tournament to attend, a great event to attend. And there we go. We can see them up on stage there. Those are going to be the Barracudas who are taking the stage first up, with the Vipers off in the team room. And so now as we're ready to head into Haven, it's going to be kind of the most unique stage that we see here with the 3 points instead of the traditional 2. So overall, what do you think that kind of opens up? We've kind of gone over kind of the options of where we might see. We're probably going to see Jet. We're definitely going to see Chamber. Anything that Haven opens up at all?
I mean, obviously, you talked about it, the 3 bomb sites. How do you attack that? I think the first thing you got to look for is if you have a strong opper, if you have a Chamber, C-Long is going to be an absolute nightmare to try and take. So you've got to make sure, as we saw on Doc's Keys, you've got to be tracking that Chamber ult. If it's online and you're attacking C-Long, probably not the place you're going to want to look because that's going to be instantly held down. I'm curious, maybe if we'll see a Viper come out. If you're going to see a Viper, maybe try and solo a site. That could be a little more hard on a 3 bomb site. But really, I'm looking for C-Long in particular. How often do teams attack that? How is the op play? How is the scout play over there going? The Marshall play, excuse me. How is that going to work on C-Long? And that will kind of change everything, because then mid is going to be your point of attack. Or maybe you've got to go A elbow. It's going to be very interesting to see how it goes. But it looks like we're ready to go here. Vipers, Barracudas, game number 1. Let's hop in and see what we're locking in. No chambers so far. There it is. Clid's going to lock it in.
Overall, it looks like just about everyone is locked in. We're not even going to take advantage of the classic Riot Zero here. We're just...
That's what I want to see. The kids are ready. They want to play. They don't want to count us down.
I find it interesting that we're bringing an Astro Beetle into the mix, because we haven't seen as much. It used to be so dominant, like a must pick on Haven ever before the nerf.
Yeah, the Astro nerf, she has basically disappeared. So I'm curious how Hidden's going to want to play that. Of course, the Astro Wall going to be huge. That can open up maybe a C-long. Stop the offer. But here we go. We hop in. Let's see what we have in the pistol round here. We've got Jaguar and company ready to attack. I'm curious what setup we're going to get here defensively, and if we maybe get a certain side run from our attackers. Thank you. Appreciate it.
See here, Viper's going to be on the right. They're attacking first. You see Weskin and Kinetic go there. And 15 seconds into the match, everyone is just getting their standard load-ups here. I find it also interesting that we see Kinetic here on the Neon, not necessarily the most common pick that we've seen.
I just think the mobility that Neon brings to a game like Valorant, especially on a 3-bomb site map where mobility is so key, is something you have to keep in mind here. Oh, this is going to be a tricky spot here for Kinetic.
Rotating in, is able to hop up there, but is still not going to spot anybody out. Charges going on to see Jaguar and Atlas are immediately going to trade some blows here as Weskin takes out Atlas. That is going to mean that the Barracudas go up slightly, Vipers, excuse me, up slightly in this push here. They have gotten the spike down.
Yeah, Barracuda's got a 4-3 advantage. Kinetic could see each other with a flash there. This one's talking about this mobility here for Kinetic. With the re-engage. Oh, delete, my goodness. There's a smoke. Jet smoke goes down. Picks up 2 before Prestige takes him out. Trying to hold the site. It's a 2v1 here. And they take out the Killjoy. Prestige sees him. Oh my gosh.
It's just the nanosecond reflexes that come in play.
Wall bang headshot for Prestige, the 3-piece in round 1. Wow. Now the Barracudas are going to have an absolutely huge advantage here. This should be almost a freebie, you think?
Almost a freebie. Normally, kind of in the history, we've seen kind of just a 2-0 in terms of pistol rounds. The metagame really kind of settles in, though, once everyone gets their full purchases here. So this is going to kind of be the second of the wild rounds here as Barracudas make their way forward. Just going to throw out a bit of util there. Throw out from the breach just to try to get them some cover. Turning around the corner here, spots the drone and actually just gets baited out there from the drone. That is, that's some shenanigans going on.
Oh, I like this location by Kinetic with the Spectre. Again, the Barracudas, they win round 1. They're going to buy up. Vipers don't have the cash to lead. Very low here, but he is up in heaven. And so he's got a chance for a sneaky angle.
They're going to get the spike down. Now getting their post-plant positions. We see Delete here trying to take an angle. Still hasn't spotted anybody. Meanwhile, the rest of the Barracudas just kind of... They are going to get some information here if the start is placed well.
Is immediately destroyed, but did get 1 pulse off. Jaguar is going to pick up 1 and pick it a second. Looking for 1 more. It's a 4-on-2. Prestige got his back. And Mini gets taken down, and that's huge for the Vipers. Only losing 1 member, too, so they can keep the bonus round here as well. And now, as you pointed out, this is kind of where the real round begins. You lose the pistol round. You don't have the cash available to buy equal guns, so you're kind of stuck with pistols. Now you can full buy. You can get your ARs. You can get your Vandals. And you should have a gun advantage because the Vipers obviously don't want to spend that cash on hand, so they're going to stick with the Spectres. They're going to stick with the SMGs here.
We're about almost into round 3 here. I do like the Vipers won that last round so that the chamber drone incident can just be forgotten and they can just say we still won that round anyway.
All right, what you got here, Delete, on A long?
Well, he's still checking it out, but no no real activity. Instead, you know, the Vipers are just kind of changing up everything here for the attack, and there goes the walls up. It's just going to be a spray right through. Mini is already going to catch Prestige. They're putting the Vipers at a position they haven't been. They're at a disadvantage now. The spike yet to be planted with a bunch of firing through the smokes here placed down by the Astra. There goes the plant. They have almost planted down. They are going to be successful in that. Can the Barracudas take it away from them? Jaguar also getting one on the Vipers to even it up to 4v4. Mini answering that back by taking out Jaguar. Also has a view here on the front doorway, but is going to have to deal with the flank in pinched in from the side here. They're going to bait the defuse out, trying to get rid of Kinetic, and they're going to pick that up. The Barracudas now in the game.
Yeah, great job by the Barracudas. That smoke from the Omen on the Vipers was just a half-second too late, so Mini saw Kinetic pushing in. As you said, the wall was a little late, the smoke was late, and you can't have that if you're the Vipers. And really a fantastic job here. They are going to have the cash to be able to even things up here as we go to take a look at this replay in here. Just missed it, but yeah, Mini had a great angle, and the smoke was just late. And that really is what put the Vipers behind. And of course, they were outgunned a little bit, so that round did favor the Barracudas. So we get our first real even round since the pistol round here, Jem, between these two teams.
We're ready to go into here.
Hidden,
it's very interesting. A lot of teams going out across the map, just almost making a checkerboard. There goes the wall up so that they can make their way up to Ceylon, but Hidden is waiting there, and it's different plans for them with the Judge. It's already going to take out two, putting the Barracudas at a great spot.
Yeah, Hidden, I saw that when he was waiting for him. A great job there, as you said, just hiding with the Judge. Quick 2 picks. Now you've got to relocate here if you are the Vipers, because your own great use of the Astra smoke too to kind of keep Hidden unironically hidden. And now you can see the Vipers just have no idea what to do. There's no range though on this C-Long site for Hidden.
That is true.
But if he's hanging out right on the other side of C-Long, he's just going to blast you.
It's all going to be about the mind games here.
I definitely think we're going to relocate here. Jaguar, if he can pick up a kill, would have the ult online, and that would be huge for him. You can use the Hunter's Fury to start clearing things, though. You might want to save it for maybe a Killjoy ult, but...
We also see the knives have already been brought out here on the Jet. Going to take out the turret there.
Feels like you might want to look for Prestige to ult here, get that Rolling Thunder going.
30 seconds left.
And then take a site. They get one flash out.
U-tail out and walk through a doorway of pain right there. That's going to be the Molly's taking out Jaguar there, rather. Forminates Fanes, he's also in wait. And that is just Prestige. All he can do is try to run away, and Barracudas take that up. I was wondering, based on how much util I saw down in that B doorway there, like, that was so booby-trapped there.
Yeah, you always got to watch out when you know there's a Killjoy on the enemy team. I think Prestige ended up triggering them, and Jaguar unfortunately walked into most of them, and at that point, it's already a 5v2. You're trying to get spiked down there if you're Redskin, just get that extra cash, but unfortunately couldn't get it done. And Killjoys are so hard to attack into for that reason, and it looks like already the Vipers are going to call a timeout.
I like that. It's a utility that you can use here. I also think now that's a good timeout. It's also a good chance to just check in with Baratel there and see what his thoughts are and what he's seen so far.
Man, this is some fast Valorant. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
It's confidence. It's knowing that your teammates are going to be there to back you up, knowing those peak angles are going to be covered. You go for the trades, the 1-for-2s. Confidence. And both these teams, I'm hearing them pop off in the team room, yeah. These guys on stage has got the audience buff right now, so we'll have to see if that changes course throughout the rest of the match.
Yeah, and that's a great call by the coach or the IGL to put Hidden on the Judge there. I mean, that was you're expecting double ARs. You have the Judge just hiding on C-Long. You're never going to expect that when you come out of the Astra smoke. So that was a great call for Hidden. Don't think it'll work again, though.
Well, thank you for that Baratel breakdown there is what I'm going to call it. And we'll check in with him at our timeouts periodically throughout the match. Meanwhile, we are back to what is now a very competitive match, tied 2 apiece. And also what's very exciting is now about the times that the ultimates come in. And these players, it just looks like they are going to get to the action right away here as we see some fire being exchanged here toward A.
Yeah, problem is it's a hard eco round for the Vipers. You saw there. Pistols, so Klitz is going to pick one up. Again, we talked about the power of Chamber onto Atlas, but you already know you're outgunned, so you're going to have to get creative with your flank angles here. I mean, we're all looking for an angle of attack if you are the Vipers, but you're not looking to maybe win this round. You're looking for 3, 4 kills to help reset the Barracuda's econ. Because, I mean, you look, Delete already got 5,200 in the bank. He's going to be able to rebuy if he dies. That's what the Vipers need. If they lose this round and still get 3 picks, Gem, they're fine. They cannot go down in a 4-0 like we've seen the last few rounds. Otherwise, their eco is just going to be absolutely destroyed.
You can tell Kinetic is really trying to think about how he wants to push on. They're going to throw out the blinding there. Fanzio's already going to take them out with the Vandal. So now Vipers, based on that, are just going to forget A entirely.
Yeah, you need to find a pick onto a bomb site, and you need to get spiked down for that extra cash. That's what you're wanting to do right now if you are the Vipers.
30 seconds left.
Here we go. Hidden's going to see those. Oh, no! They conga line for him, and Kinetic just gets headshot by Hidden. Prestige going to try and throw out the blind. Does have the Guardian, so he's got the most firepower on the team, but you've got to get the spike down.
Walking into that Astra, you know, you got to hand it to Redskin. They're still managing to get to the point. But he got it, though. No, he had a Bucky and a Dream, but it quickly turned into a nightmare. And yeah, as you were saying, the Vipers had such a huge disadvantage. As soon as I saw them trying to push onto, you know, with 2 Buckies onto the point against Vandals, it wasn't probably going to go their way.
Yeah, they got the plant down, though, so they get that bonus 800. They should be able to buy back this round, but they need to start winning rounds. And at least if they start losing, they need to start getting multiple kills. You can't go losing rounds 4-0 because, I mean, just look at the credits for most of the Barracudas. 7,000, 5,000. I mean, they're going to have the cash to buy guns for teammates if they die. The Vipers, if they don't get a win, this needs to be a 3 or a 4K for them. They cannot afford to lose another 4-0 because, as you see here, he's got 500 in the bank. He can't afford to buy again if he dies.
Go through here. Ooh. No wasting time here as the Neon just goes Kinetic, going right through. Some gunfire going to be exchanged through Garage there, just trying to get the wall bangs. Going to throw out, hit the target with the drone, and immediately use that to go into a Hunter's Fury here. Viper's going to throw that out. It looks like they managed to get some chip damage there against the Jet, but overall, no eliminations to speak of.
Go.
You want to play? Let's play.
Still waiting around that Garage mid area are the Vipers. It looks like the Chamber ult has been used as well, so they are going to have that firepower. But of course, there's so many Astra smokes. It's also just a great counter to the Chamber with this op ult. Ooh.
Very dangerous situation here. It's just the waiting game.
Sit and wait. Nice jump peek there. That's a fantastic jump peek.
That's what you want to do.
From Atlas. Now you know where the Chamber is. See if he tries it again.
Oh, it's going to immediately try for a wallbang there off the Headhunter. Everyone is staying pretty put.
I like what Quids is doing. We are going to get the ult here from Bangsy. There is the Rolling Thunder. That's a huge one. Can they find her? Is the question. Yes, they can. That's a huge now. Deletes the only wall through the smoke, Reskin. That's planned. And now the Vipers have a huge advantage.
Killjoy is going to be planted down to help the Barracudas get back onto point, but it's still a tough task for them. It's actually just going to be destroyed there thanks to that breach. I like the pick and everything that the breach has been doing right here. Meanwhile, we see Clid still having that tour de force. Hasn't quite been used there. The smoke is going to go down on Heaven.
The Omen smoke actually makes it hard for him to see into Heaven. Oh, Atlas. Jaguar sees him, but Atlas with a great flick. Kinetic. 2 in the head, though. And Hidden trying for just a miracle. And that's what the Vipers needed. Not only did they get the win, they took out all 5 members and only lost 1. So their eco's sitting really pretty right now. But again, I mean, Mini's got 9,000. Hello, Delete. All right. C-Long is now a problem, Jim.
I don't think that's the only problem the Barracudas have here. They didn't just take out, you know, the Vipers just didn't take out all the Barracudas, their players, but they took out all their ultimates too. And I'm still kind of debating whether it was worth it there to spend that Killjoy and that Astro ult. They were trying to get the point back. Do you think it was worth it?
Killjoy ult, I think it was. I don't think they predicted that Prestige was going to have the util to destroy it on the breach, because the Hunter's Fury is usually your default Killjoy ult counter. Uh-oh!
The classic Jet peek and dash away, putting the Barracudas at an early advantage. A lot of fire being exchanged here in through lobby. Overall, that smoke is just going to kind of put things at bay for a little bit.
That was a fantastic shot by Delete. No, I definitely think the Killjoy ult was worth it. I don't believe the Astra wall was worth it. It felt like that was kind of a Hail Mary play. But I will say, the Barracudas have made the Vipers work on attack here. They have not found easy ways in to any site. This Hidden pick on Atlas, I mean, as we talked about, really haven't seen her much since the nerfs, but just all the util she brings, especially into a chamber, it just makes it so hard to find value with that tour de force.
Yeah, it basically does shut down a lot of the long-range strategy here. Oh, my goodness. Frenzy. Gets a little view there, but he's going to get double peeked on, taken out by Prestige. But now just line in. Wait, look at the patience from Delete.
Has to bow both dashes to get away, though. It was a nice concuss by the breach. And this should be plant site down for the Vipers. Yes, it is, but your biggest problem right now is right up here. Hidden's going to get a great pick. He misses. Prestige!
Almost has the opportunity here for the ace, is at 4. I would love to see one at this tournament.
Rezkin's got to give it to him. You let him 1v1 here if you're Rezkin.
Throwing out the dart there, just for a little bit of a bait there. Just misses it.
But Rezkin respected it. Rezkin had the angle the whole time.
I appreciate that.
But he let Prestige go for the ace. Prestige at 33, and he grabbed the op.
Yep, that was what I was about to say. Make sure to pick up the op. Such a big kind of dent in your credits if you lose that.
Yeah, it's just honestly a great. Prestige has been underneath heaven a few times. And it's just gotten so many great picks. That would have changed the round if Delete hits that shot. But unfortunately, just couldn't quite find him. He walks right into Prestige. And I think the Barracudas are going to figure that out. That when the Vipers take A, Prestige is going to go underneath heaven. So now Prestige, if they ever take A, he's got to find somewhere else. But again, no shock to us that he's absolutely balling out right now in these grand finals. Let's see who can match him for the Barracudas.
Bit of a traffic jam drone-wise here in Garage. We'll see how much information they both got out of that. We still see kind of the intense standoff also in C-Lone here with this chamber.
That is a given. Oh, he did see the Reyna there, fired off a couple shots, ringing out on the map. But again, I don't think that one. I think that was more of a intentional play. Kinetic going to throw the walls up.
Wow, what great positioning.
Oh, this could be huge.
Oh my goodness! Is able to get it at least 2 there. They were all turned in the wrong direction. Just failed to check that one angle, and it cost them. They're still going to get the plant off, but now Barracudas, thanks to that engagement, are going to be up 1.
Oh, nice recon bolt. Hunter's Fury's going to come out there. Get a great tag onto Kinetic there. Gets a great pick onto Rezkin. Mini going to go for the push. Fangs, he gets 1. And it's all up to the chamber. I think you hold here. I think you save, but instead. I think you say.
Yeah.
Do they know? I don't think they got the op back.
Well, we'll see we'll see very soon here. But yeah, I don't think there really was a play there. You got to recognize when kind of the round is lost, and you got to be thinking ahead one overall from your economy. So that was just way too risky of a peek there done by the chamber. And
if they didn't, they had enough to buy one. So maybe they were able to get it. But yeah, I think what Chamber needed to do is he needed to be on the left side wall, look for a peek. If he gets the peek, get the kill and then run. But he was out in no man's land.
There's nothing. There's no shame in a 3v1 playing it safe and maybe getting 1 exit frag.
Yeah, you don't want to give that gun back. You do not want to give the op back because it's such an expensive investment. And as we've seen from Delete, he can absolutely pop off with it. So giving it back for free, not quite what we're looking for. We get some shots through Garage. Neither one really able to find much value. Do have a couple ults online for the Vipers. And then, of course, surprised we haven't seen the knives yet. I think it's one of those ults you just pop it when you have it. But Aldron saw him, I think.
No, they're going to definitely know right there. Oh, he tries to concuss, but Delete the quick trigger finger, getting rid of Prestige.
Oh, they had him with the concuss on the breach. Oh, Fengsy sees him there. Unfortunately, Kinetic going to catch him in the reload. Kinetic can look for one more. The knives have been popped from Delete. Atlas going to take 1 kill, and it's all up to Omen here, and Rezkin quickly realizes C-Long is no longer the play. And this is, again, why we talked about not handing the op back to Delete.
30 seconds left.
Yep, that Jet is just staying right there on scene, not going to give that up. Actually, we also see the Barracudas, they did spend the knives there on that engagement.
Which is fine. I mean, he's already had it twice in 8 rounds. It's one of those ults you just want to pop. I think Rezkin's got to just try and get a pick and die here.
Left.
You don't want your econ to be opposite of your team. he's going to do just that as Atlas surprises him from the corner out of garage. But not the worst, because at least for the Vipers, your econ's lined up. The last thing you want is Rezkin with an AR and everyone else on pistols, because then it just throws everything off. So this was just a delete carry at this point. I mean, there's nothing else to say here. He gets a great just chow onto Prestige while he's concussed, and the rest of the team is just going to walk right into him.
I mean, I will say here, you know, the concuss does reduce your fire rate, but if there's one gun where you only need one bullet to fire, it's going to be the AWP. So it wasn't quite as impactful as, say, you know, if they were holding a Vandal.
This is a weird round.
We're going to see how it turns out.
4 pistols and a... All right, Prestige, I guess, bought up, which is fine.
I don't know. They certainly aren't wasting their time here. They move out. Oh, that's why. They were going to be using the zappy fingers. Kinetic can take out Hidden. Also going to pick one Fangsy. Going to trade 2 for 1 in that engagement. Prestige keeping things going. And a successful plant there onto A4 Vipers. They're sitting pretty.
Yeah, they get 2 kills with the Kinetic. And so now they get 2 ARs from the Barracudas. And Prestige picks up 1 more. Delete. Got a challenges with a Phantom. He'll put the big cannon down, and I kind of like what Prestige is doing. Again, Clid's kind of in that Prestige spot, so I think Delete's going to expect it. But he's also expecting Jaguar over this other corner.
It's a
risky.
risky.
Got to choose one.
Yeah.
You just got to pick one. You just pick one and go for it.
I think he's waited too long here. He's going to pick them up. But no, I'm hearing the beeping on that spike. There was not enough time to defuse that, and just seemed to be so occupied with that decision, it just, overall, they couldn't even defuse.
Get the thrifty. Again, absolutely fantastic. As you point out, the goal here, Kinetic's going to ult, picks up 2 kills. Prestige is going to come in with the lone AR, pick up a 3rd, and now all of a sudden, our last 3 members all have ARs.
That's kind of one of the interesting things I like about this Viper composition. It's split between the Tour de Force and Neon's ult here. You have 2 of those ultimates that can really substitute in for a weapon purchase on those eco rounds.
Yeah, they played it absolutely perfectly. I mean, the knives can do the same thing, but Delete popped it again. Don't think they were able to pick up the op, so that one just kind of fades into oblivion, and with those early wins, the Barracudas have enough econ, so it is going to be an even round here. Ooh, if only. Aldrone's going to come out.
Going to take the low road, but be able to get the hit on the target. That's going to give them information on where the Sova is. They tentatively move in here.
I think it's a great play by Jaguar. Yes, you have the info on the Sova, but you don't have any info of garage windows, so you don't just want to go blindly pushing for a kill. And this is why I think we just see the Neon pick.
Yeah, I mean, just the ability to reposition so quickly. Overall, they still have plenty of time. Normally, it's around the 30-second mark when you see, you know, they have to make the decision of where they want to go and move in.
You're looking for any information right now. I mean, they obviously hit the L drone onto the Sova. They're looking for any more information they can to find a site. And a couple of great Astra smokes come down from Hidden.
Sovidart also thrown out. Clid's going to be the first one to get a pick on this engagement. Going to be able to take out Delete. Really been favoring A, it seems, the Vipers. That's been when they've been most successful at Hidden. Evens it up with Mini, and it is back and forth quickly down to 2v2. And now just going on to the point after. Going to drop the spike. It's 1v1. And just one shot misses it. That's just the harsh reality of the Sheriff/Headhunter. You got to click ahead. Yeah, and if you don't, you're punished.
And this was just a great spot by Hidden. He was hanging out in heaven. He had the Astra smokes up, called him back at the perfect time. So he knew where Rezkin was. He was able to see the rest of them coming up from mid. And then, as you said, it just came down to a 1v1, but you got to hit the headshots with the Headhunter, and that didn't happen. Well, we get our last round before the swap. Vipers looking for a win to flip it at 6-6. Everything's going to be spent this round.
You want to play? Let's
Got 3
play.
ults versus 4 ults here. And again, I saw it was up last round. Thought maybe he'd pop it in the 1v1, but instead, here comes the tour de force for the Vipers here over on C-Long. Kinetic.
Vipers just going for their old favorite once again, A, but it's still... That looked like it might have could have been a pick there, but just teleports away at the wrong moment there. That is, Chamber is still trying to look through, looks away at the wrong way, and Delete takes him back in his own spawn.
Delete got the Chamber where Chamber got him last round. We get the Killjoy out. Hunter's Fury is just immediately going to destroy it. Not find much more inside of the Vipers. Prestige gonna throw out that Rolling Thunder here as well, as Delete's gonna be the first one to pick up a kill on this actual A site. Astral Wall does go down. Delete gonna look for the pick here, dash in right behind Prestige, picks up one. The 1-on-4. When Wall goes down, can Jaguar hold it? No, he cannot. The Barracudas 7-5 as we flip for the half here in game 1 of our grand finals.
I mean, that is a good initial lead here, but 7-5 does not tell the whole story. Even if it was tied 6v6, you know, 6v6 is not necessarily even, depending on how comfortable each of these teams are on a certain side.
Yeah, and I want to see how the Barracudas attack. The Vipers' attacks felt very mishmash. A lot of them were just kind of like get on the point, try and YOLO for a couple of kills, and we'll just have advantage. It never felt like there was a real fleshed out plan some of the times. So I want to see how the Vipers or the Barracudas attack in a couple of rounds. Of course, pistol round, the follow-up round, not going to matter too much. And I'm very interested if this round goes like 5-4 favor of the Barracudas. I'm curious if the Vipers will try and buy up in this second round and not try and fall behind and give away those 2 rounds, because you do not want to be down 9-5 all of a sudden. So this is a big round for the Vipers to win, or maybe at least pick up a couple of kills so you can buy up in the next round.
Just a few darts being thrown out there to get that initial information. Both these teams just kind of waiting it out right now. We can take a look here and see the angle that Klids is taken, but still doesn't see anyone.
So far, really nothing spotted by either team.
Quick reposition there, and some sneaky shenanigans going on, but overall, it looks like we're going to pass the minute mark again with nothing really being found out.
Ooh, wow, they expected an aggressive play on C long up on lobby, but
they learned their lesson from A.
I don't think in a pistol round anyone's going to rush up there, though. That would have been a fantastic play. I love the double peek for the Barracuda. It's something I've been hearing the coaches talk a lot at this event. Don't just solo peek. Have a teammate peek with you, so if you get taken out, your teammate can avenge you. The shock dart does go out. Delete trying to hop on Jaguar and Kinetic. They trade 1-for-1, make it 2 or 3, 4-for-1. And it's now spiked down. And what can the Vipers do here? It's all up to Klids. He at least needs a couple of kills.
Just going to wait it out for now. Oh, is able to get one.
That's huge.
That's worthy of a few nice tries in chat.
Again, I mean, you know, Barracudas are low, but it doesn't really matter with the showstopper, unfortunately, or the headhunter, I should say, and Atlas gets the triple kill with the frenzy. The Barracudas winning. Now, I don't think you can buy up here if the Vipers, which is awful.
Yeah, but this is what you were talking about here, dude.
You kind of have to think about it.
Avoid the 9-5.
You definitely got to think about buying up. Unless you're confident that you're going to be able to get a couple of picks and maybe turn this round on pistols, but
we just get the information here that in terms of map choice, Vipers were the ones that chose Haven, so they definitely felt comfortable on here, but it just hasn't quite gone their way.
Yeah, so far, I mean, 7-5 at the half. I wouldn't say it's been too one-sided, but this is going to start to get away from here if they lose this round, which they're definitely not favored to win with the econ disadvantage they're at, but it's only Spectre, so it's not unheard of. I mean, it's something that we've seen a lot in some of these esports tower teams where somehow with the pistols on the second round of either the side swap or the game, they win into this round. Ooh, Atlas, aggressive check there.
Checking the corners. Managed to make their way onto point. The plant is going to go through. Rushing in is Mini, taking out both Kinetic and Jaguar. Still going to trade 2-for-1 in that engagement. Delete then takes out Prestige, and it's just 2 left on the Vipers. Now they desperately have to win this if they want to. They're going to double peek. They're going to pick up a collateral onto 2. It's a long shot, but it's still possible.
Only 14 HP and a dream. Fangsy's going to end that dream immediately. Weird ego peek there by the Barracudas. You had Spectres. You could have just challenged with them, but instead they try and peek with their own pistols. But that is not what you want to see. If you're trying to win a pistol round as the Vipers here, you've got to get aggressive. The moment that plant goes down, you're trying to retake with only pistols. It's just simply not going to work. Again, I'm not quite sure what we were looking for here. You could have easily just reloaded, waited it out, but now the bonus round gets awkward for the Barracudas. Of course, they have the cash to buy up, but they don't want to waste the good guns they have, so that's why we call it the bonus round, because they're just going to use the guns from last round. But losing those 2 members here definitely makes this a much harder bonus round, Jim, than I think they intended.
Now the Vipers need to think of something here if they want to change it. Looks like Barracuda's really only really going for the old board there, so still plenty of time for them to decide what route they want to take. But we're looking at a potential ambush. Harris just going to peek around that, get double peeked on, and some trades. But Prestige is going to be the hero coming through for the Vipers here. Hitting and Mini are out. Prestige is now going to throw out more util, trying to take out Atlas and gets him as well for his triple. Now there's just 1 left for the Barracudas.
And they get spiked down, and they know it's down, so Delete either just has to simply try and run around, or
they can just guard the spike.
Yeah, you see the ping there. This is going to be, your Delete's looking for at least a 1 elimination, but he's outgunned. Did find a Vandal actually off one of the corpses. Ooh, great kill onto Prestige. Now this is a little bit more tricky. Jaguar, though, going to finish him off. Vipers right back in it. And now we'll see what we get with both teams going to buy to the ARs this round. This was such a good play, by the way. Because we finally saw it, because the Barracudas have been in their own heads, Jem. They have peaked every aggressive angle that the Vipers could take.
Sure.
The Vipers had never taken it until that round. And I'm not going to say the Barracudas weren't ready, but it's still one of those things that's going to catch you off. You do not expect someone to be pushed that far forward in mid. So that was a great play by Kinetic and Prestige, both on the same page, getting a great triple kill combined and really opening up that round.
Just see a little bit of peeking here through a lobby, but still hasn't found anybody. More smoke's being thrown down by the Astros. Once again, we've kind of seen just a lot of splitting between all 3 points here.
Nothing too crazy yet. Prestige, unfortunately, looks like the Viper's economy is still a little messed up as he's still on that Spectre instead of maybe a Vandal or a Phantom, so he's got to be very careful.
But if there's one place I'd want to set up with the Spectre, this isn't too bad.
No, not at all. Ooh, Delete gets 1. Does take a ton of damage. Prestige going to peek onto Fangsy. Fortunately, doesn't know he's peeking into 1v2. He does get some great damage out. Now Delete's trying to peek him and gets a great wall bang there. Jaguar with the return.
And he still did some good job there, too, because Delete is now down to just 24.
Oh, nice distraction, though. Atlas gets the spike down.
Going to quickly force out the rotate here.
You should run.
Yeah, as I said, probably a great time to call out the Killjoy ult. Nobody allowed in the circle after 10 seconds.
It's going to force a confrontation there. The Glitz is going to win, but can he get out of the circle? Yep, okay.
So they buy themselves the extra time, but in Glitz with that teleport, I mean, basically that circle did nothing.
So the circle did stall out. It's going to put some pressure on them to defuse that spike. In fact, they destroy the bolt as the lone angles are taken by the Barracudas. Going to get concussed there. Glitz has to try to defuse. Kinetic is going to cover him, but he gets taken out, and there is no time left. Barracudas are going to win that one.
Barracudas, can they get out? Oh, Atlas taken out by the spike, but the Barracudas don't care. They are absolutely jacked up.
And I like the timeout.
Timeout by the Vipers here. Yeah, they just have not. Their economy has been really just. It has never recovered from losing the first 2 pistol rounds, and then in that 3rd round when Prestige and Kinetic got the great flank, they lost a couple of members late, and it just has never recovered. You see there up on stage, they're ready to go. 3 rounds from claiming game number 1. But you got to make sure your emotions don't get the best of you, because this is still doable. By the Vipers. So I love them getting jacked up on stage. You love to see it here at a LAN, but you got to make sure you finish off the map first. You don't want to just be like, hey, we're up 10-6. This is easy.
No.
And then the Vipers start to work back.
I mean, heck, we've seen the 9-3 curse come through so many times, let alone 10-6. There's still plenty of time here for a recovery to happen.
Yeah, I just think the Barracudas just very aggressive when it comes to attacking the sites, and it just it's a great timeout. But I mean, clearly, I mean, you've only timeouts have been taken by the Vipers, so I'm interested to see what they can do.
You have any thoughts, Barracuda?
I've never heard a team cheer so loud for a timeout before, so that's pretty cool.
That's something.
It's over. There it goes.
Sometimes you got to be excited for what you get.
Oh, I mean, just okay. That's why. Okay, so you got the tour de force to make up for Clids.
Thematically, I don't know how appropriate that is. The protocol with the cat there. But they're going to try to make something work out. We did hear Tour de Force be brought out there by the Vipers, so kind of recognize they want to win this one.
Oh, that's not a good way to start, though. Redskin with a nice trade. Does take a lot of damage, though, compared to Fengsy, so that's a huge win overall. I mean, you can see one straight bullet, and that Omen is dead.
Well, overall, still a tough spot for the Vipers, as a lot of health had to be spent there for that Omen to pick up that trade.
The problem is, I mean, your chamber's basically just stuck in one position. The Haven pick plus the chamber, I mean, it's great if they rush too long, but it feels so obvious. I feel like the Vipers maybe kind of baited themselves with that pick, because there's only so many angles chamber can watch and still be effective at, but
35 seconds, so this is kind of the crucial point where they need to make a decision and follow through with that, otherwise they're not going to have enough time to plan.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds is it's an eternity in Valorant. I mean, this is really when, you know, the game starts at this level. You've got two looking to make a move, couple of great Astro smokes, but
Spike
there's the Tour de Force. And that spike as well.
Yeah, they also got the spike down there.
10
Aiden
seconds
is
left.
rushing back to get it through the slows.
They're gonna get it off.
Get there in 5? Yes, he can!
Huge win there for the Vipers. Really starts with a great pick.
They just wanted to prove to you that the chamber was a worthy pick after you.
I mean, when you push into C and the chamber's hanging out there, yeah, I mean, the Barracudas honestly kind of made my job really easy too. But
you said he only has a few angles, but that was one of the angles he can hold. So.
Yeah, and you know, you've got to try and use those Astra smokes. It's really your only smokes.
And another timeout.
I like this, even though you look at it and you're like, wait, the Barracudas have been dominating. Why do you call a timeout? I said it, they got jacked up at 10-6. You've got to make sure you control their emotions. I love the coach up there talking about what they got to do here, because I think they kind of just thought they could brute force win that, especially when they took down Prestige. But that wasn't the case. They were locked right in the chamber, and that completely destroyed their plan for the round.
Yeah, it really seems when they're walking into chamber, that's a huge advantage they have, Berto.
Hey, timeouts are great. Reset your emotions, as you mentioned, Fish. It's a great opportunity. The game's not over yet until you see the big dub. Probably resetting pretty fresh over there. I wonder what the comms are like. What I wonder specifically, though, 2 points to highlight from both teams. I want to see more strategic use of the smokes.
Yeah.
We're seeing some pretty lackluster smokes from both sides, which means that that's a huge moment of control for either side. Could go either way.
A lot of that defensive utility talk about whether it be smoke. Those smokes can be used offensively, but you're talking about utility like smokes, and even though he wasn't chose here, like all utility that Cypher gives, when you're kind of on defense, you have to be changing it up and not just placing it in the predictable spot every single time.
Yeah, especially I think it's mainly for Astra, honestly. You've got to use those smokes to where you're going, not to default locations where you think the Vipers might be, and this is a really aggressive play by the Vipers. And Kinetic gonna pop the ult all the way down in C long. Jaguar gets a great kill as well. Phenomenal play there. They pinch him right into mid. And this is what Prestige has been so good at, along with his teammates, just getting those flanks like we talked about in Doc's Keys. Couple of tags here from Jaguar with that Hunter's Fury. And now if you're the Barracudas, you come out of a timeout, you're down 5-4 in this round, and your Jet is tagged half. This is going to be a very hard round, but the knives are out here. Oh! There's one. Get the reset.
going to get the reset here, but now there's going to be a whole bunch of utility thrown out here onto B as they make their way through onto it. There it goes.
Great roll, Thunder.
Just mow right through them, and Kinetic is also going to pick it all up.
And that's the second time that an Astra Smoke has cost the Barracudas, because he's just hanging out in that smoke and nobody checks it. And this is what I'm talking about. You got to use those Astra Smokes to your advantage. It's like the Astra's on his own team at this point.
Yeah.
Hidden came around the corner with the knife out, and then once the Rolling Thunder lands, plus a great flash there at the end, there's nothing you can do.
It's one of the fundamentals, but it's where you place the smoke. You always want to be placing in a smoke where it's only advantageous to you. You don't want to give the other team any opportunity to hide up by just placing it in the middle of the doorway.
Yeah, or if you're going to put a smoke there, double peek the smoke. Have a 2-on-1, and then take sight. As Jaguar going to get a recon bolt out, get some information here. Should be able to grab that.
I don't think you can wallbang through that.
Whoa!
Right in the face! They're going to trade!
Just pushing through the smoke. The whole W strat here is the 3-on-3. Hidden is going to get the spike down, and that's what the Barracudas want. They have the Astra Wall, have the Hunter's Fury. There is the Astra. Oh, this is such a good play. This is what we're talking about, though, right? This is only advantageous to the Barracudas, as they do trade 1-for-1 there.
Rough position to go through here. They're just going to have to walk through the wall.
There's no one at this angle. The wall actually will go down. Oh, they trade 1-for-1.
One enemy remaining.
Clids versus Atlas. Oh! That is the second time Atlas has won a 1v1 versus Clids. And the Barracudas now 2 rounds away from claiming game number 1.
Yeah, this was just such a close engagement here. I always like it when it comes down to the 1v1s, just the adrenaline. And the good thing here is just on a purely superficial level here, we get to see the awesome custom animation for Protocol right there. Just got to make sure all that Radiant IQ page is actually worth it.
Yeah, you got to make sure all the skins you buy, hey, skins equal wins. That's what we tell them. Ooh. This is a great round to push Clids too, because you know he's probably not going to have that tour de force. But this is a great Omen smoke. So he's going to have to choose either just push through it or not.
And this is a great location for the smoke there, because there's absolutely no big location.
Nice dash.
They just have to dash right through it. Throw another smoke out on the point, but that's going to be it for the Jet Smokes, and Prestige is able to take out one, but it's traded 2-2. And there they go down to 2v2 again.
Rezkin's at 16.
Spike planted.
This is going to be very hard for him.
Throws out a little bit of a dart there, is going to get blinded by that util. Rezkin is taken out there due to that low health, so now it is just 1v2 for the Vipers. Where's the Silver going to go? Makes their way onto the point, but it looks like they are aware of that doorway he's peeking out from. It's going to be a tough challenge here. Throws out the dart, takes out one, and almost gets two here. Still has plenty of time.
Hidden gets it.
Oh, if he hadn't turned to the left there, he just turned ever so slightly to the left. And it just made the crosshair placement not work out for him.
I mean, it really is. I mean, the difference in this game has just been the 1v1s. It's the third one now the Barracudas have won. Almost, if Hidden goes just a one step further,
yeah, right,
it's game
there.
over. But they tried to get aggressive, and it's match point now for the Barracudas. The Vipers got to win 4 in a row to take us to overtime. I mean, everything spent this round. I think only Clids, unfortunately, outgunned a little bit. This is going to be a very hard C-long hold with a Spectre. So he's got Prestige flanking him here. The 2-2-1. It's good that the Vipers could get almost everyone full bot this round. Gotta take a whole half armors though.
They have to know that even if they win this one, Barracudas are going to be building up enough to store. Actually, interestingly, we see maybe
I don't think the Barracudas econ is not as comfy.
Yeah, now that I saw it, yeah.
Clid's going to get some great information there. Nice dodge on the concussed by delete. Won't dodge the flash though, but has that little hole in the wall to dodge any incoming fire.
There's a lot of focus right now onto C. Ooh, but a flank there is going to come through, attempted by Fainsy. Both are going to be found out, though. And Barracudas, who are just sitting on a win here, might lose to a flawless from the Vipers. It's just Atlas left. He's going to go and pick up a gun.
Atlas needs to try and find a pick. I like Kinetic being the one to push here. He is the one who's full life, but Atlas still gets Jaguar. So not quite a flawless, but still huge for the Vipers. I want to see what the Barracudas econ looks like here, because as we pointed out, we thought it was good to go. We had a couple of half shields, on the, at least on the Reyna.
And if this is a save here, that makes it 10-2. I mean,
yeah, it is, I think.
If it's a save here and it goes the way we expect the save to go.
And then kind of the question becomes, if it is a save round, which again, seems to point that way, what do you do if you're the Barracudas? Do you buy next round to look for the win, or do you maybe save up and try and prevent over and try and get an advantage going in overtime? It's very curious to me what round you're going to want to buy in if you are the Barracudas.
Quick repositioning there, and it's just a charge onto B, and they're just going to get mowed through right there. They try to go through the smoke, but Reskin picks up 3. He is on fire. He is going to be taken out by Delete. It looks like we were right in saying that there was going to be a save there. Because it's going to go out through, and that makes it 12-10 for the Vipers.
And now when do you buy if you're the Barracudas becomes the question, right? Because if you're the Barracudas, you get one more buy in this game before we go to overtime. If you buy here and you don't win, you have to save next round.
This is probably the most consequential round we're going to have here.
And I like the Barracudas buying here. I like the fact that they're not going to try and save another round, build up everything, because you're just going to give the Vipers more momentum. So I love the fact that the Barracudas said, look, we're going to put all of game one, at least whether or not it goes into overtime, on this round right here.
Shadows traveling.
But Reskin has been really the pop-off man for this team. He's gotten a couple of great doubles right off the rip.
And these teams have a couple of ultimates to clear with.
Killjoy ult, Barracudas unfortunately both have ults that are going to be used post-plant.
Yeah,
they're post-plant ults. Vipers, I mean, the Omen ult, I'm not sure we've even seen it use this.
It's the most hardest, most useless one in the game.
You just teleport around. It's nothing.
It's a great thing to press if you want everyone to look behind them for a second.
Yeah, I think the big one to keep an eye on is Kinetic. Can he sprint in and make a play?
Go
and
there goes.
Oh, Delete, that's a huge win.
Oh, out the knife from it. Oh, but Clips is going to put an end to that. Fancy, though, slight advantage for the Barracudas, evened up by Prestige. Now Atlas, and it's trading one to the other, leaving just 2 for the Vipers, who have to win this now.
Got Kinetic ult if you need it. Oh, Kinetic's going to get it huge. This is huge. Oh, no.
One to the Omen.
1v3 here. Atlas even has the Hunter's Fury. You've got to make a play, though. And this is kind of the after smokes we're talking about. It will fade. And Atlas going to end it. Game 1 goes to the Barracudas. The Vipers, unfortunately, could just never dig themselves out of that early hole at 10-6. Barracudas up on stage. They're pumped. We'll see if they can do it again, though.
Yeah, and remember, that wasn't their map choice there.
No.
That was the map choice there for the Vipers. So now the Vipers are going to have to tie this up on the map that they didn't even choose. That is going to be a split. But we're going to take a short break, but you're not going to want to miss it, because that was still a very close round. We'll see if the Vipers have it in them to tie it up right after this Valorant Grand Championships. Don't miss it.
We're going to come back. Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you got yourself a nice little glass of water. Hydration's important. My name's Jared Berticastiglione, joined by Joey Gariziak, director, perfect man, great shoes.
Great shoes.
And representative from Shenandoah University. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. This is awesome event. You know, everything's obviously wrapping up a little bit, and we're kind of getting to the head of everything, but it's so much fun. So I'm doing well. I'm kind of running on fumes like everybody else.
Exactly.
Fumes and G Fuel, and that's all we need.
That's really all you need. The competitive spirit as well. I hear people are doing their own thing in the other room, you know, grabbing sandwiches or burritos or whatever the case may be. And the moment that the stage crowd pops off, people are running in to check what's going on. Oh, it's 12-6, you know, this is awesome. Now, speaking of kind of this opportunity, how's it been for you to kind of work with Esports Tower?
Yeah, you know, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, obviously, events like this that Esports Tower is putting on are a massive benefit to everybody that's involved.
Yeah.
That's everybody from the coaches and directors at colleges and universities. That's the parents. That's obviously the students that are involved. There's so many advantages for doing what Esports Tower is doing.
Right.
And we really appreciate what is going on so that we can really, you know, move forward and show the opportunities that exist at the collegiate level in and through esports. And so I really appreciate what's going on. The first event like this that they put on, and it's absolutely setting the bar high.
It really is, and I'm sure I sound like a broken record. Everyone said it before. I wish this was something that I had available when I was younger.
Oh my gosh, I wish, in high school, in college, like this is something, being in an arena like this, an environment with people like this, absolutely. Who wouldn't want this at this time in their life?
And it's so invigorating because it's a collective passion. It's a passion project. You know, it started from grassroots, just like your program did, and everything is where it is now just because people were motivated to explore and offer that opportunity to people that are willing to try.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be invested and passionate about these kind of things.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you don't just run into success or growth in a program. You've got to put the effort in. It's an investment in energy and time. It's that sweat equity you get out of it.
Sweat quitty.
Sweat quitty.
Sweat quitty.
Yeah,
exactly.
that rolls right off the tongue.
It is interesting that you mentioned that because when it comes down to it, how do you guys filter what's accepted into your program? What can students and aspiring collegiate esports players try to check off their boxes so they can be visible or highlighted in your program?
Yeah, it's, you know, that right now, that's kind of a magic question right now. And something that we always tell students is get the word out there. Reach out to coaches and directors. Do your homework. See where the opportunities are for you to go to college. Because it can be recruiting where I can go out and talk to people all day long, but it's a two-way street. I'm not only recruiting students, those students are recruiting universities.
Yeah.
And seeing what works for them to make sure it's a good fit for them. So I always tell students, and I tell parents got to do it too.
Yes.
Do your homework, know what's out there, see where the opportunities are, and just start the conversation. Start reaching out to them. And it's more than just having a high rank in a game.
Right.
That's not the only thing that coaches and directors look for.
Yeah.
They look for, and I tell people this today, the two other criteria, the two things I look for are commitment and hard work.
Yeah.
Right? Grades obviously matter. Rank, yes, is an indicator. But I need people that are committed and work hard. I can work with those students in the classroom, in the game. If they're not committed and they don't put in that hard work, I can't work with them. I don't care what their ranking is, right?
Right. I mean, and that kind of stuff draws parallels within real life as well. Building that strong work ethic, becoming a leader, or being able to follow a leader. Those are all interchangeable roles that you will be able to utilize throughout your whole life. So while it is video games, everyone laughed at competitive video games before. It's a real thing with real life benefits. And a scholarship, depending on what you're looking for.
The scholarships don't hurt, right?
Exactly.
That doesn't hurt to get a little money.
Cheeseburger, depending on how much you get.
Yeah, right? So, no, it is cool. And it's those things that, and our tagline at Shenandoah is beyond gaming.
Right.
Because there's, like you just said, there's so much more to what's happening here behind us in this arena than just playing video games.
Right.
I mean, you hear how excited they get. You hear the camaraderie that's going on, and they're learning skills that'll benefit them down the road in so many different ways.
Yeah. Now, little less serious questioning. So you're playing your games with your boys at home.
Yep.
You log off. Are you really logging off, or what are you going to go play?
I know. Well, I tend to go to Skyrim because I'm still grinding Skyrim. What is it, 10, 12 years, 11 years later?
It's got the multiplayer mod coming out soon.
The multiplayer mod is going to be amazing when I get home. I cannot wait to get there. But right now, I'm grinding a little Plants vs. Zombies.
Okay.
Little tower defense action going on, for the long flights around the country and around the world. Little Plants vs. Zombies action just makes the time fly. Awesome game. Give it a check out.
Are you a walnut advocate?
Oh, absolutely, I'm a walnut advocate.
Walnut's like one of the best
That is
units.
a go-to.
It is a standard GOAT unit, 100%.
Absolutely. You have to have that in order to be successful. No doubt about it. That's the meta.
It's, the walnut meta.
The walnut
what if
meta.
They need to make some sort of PvP Plants vs. Zombies.
Oh, yeah.
Tetris, something you can send waves of zombies, send them on out.
Yeah, there's something out
there.
there.
That's the next esport. Make it happen, and we'll talk about it. It'll be here.
Oh, we absolutely will.
It's going to be the next big thing.
Yeah, and Shenandoah is going to go big into Plants vs. Zombies.
I'm sitting on something.
I knew this was going to happen. Okay, so
what is this all about? You want to hold it?
No, I don't want to hold it. You want to tell people what that's about?
I think there was a little competitive Madden game, and one university won, and the other one didn't. I'm a little foggy on the details, though.
We can stay foggy. Oh yeah, Doc Haskell is just shocked and confused and surprised that this ring made an appearance. I'm sure he had nothing.
It's very heavy.
To do with this. I'm sure it's heavy. I'm sure it feels great on somebody's finger. We were this close. It was an epic match.
It was a great game.
It was a great
Probably
game.
One of the best Madden things I've ever seen.
Hey Joey, it feels great on my finger.
Oh my God. Like, what is that? I'm getting assaulted from all angles here.
We are on a team. We're on the same team.
There is nowhere to hide and no mercy from Boise State, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
They keep your friends close, keep your Madden rivals closer, or something like that. I don't know how it goes.
That's exactly right.
Well, it's been Jared Barracudas, Joey Grisiak here. Wonderful Esports Tower, Valorant Finals. They're switched stations. There's still some action to go. Are we going to throw it to break? You guys going to take it? We are going to throw it to break. Get yourself some more water. We'll be back with some more Valorant action. Stay tuned.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. Right now, we are bringing you Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We have a real exciting match between the Vipers and the Barracudas as we head into our second match in this best of 3. Right now, the Barracudas have gotten the win against the Vipers. See the Vipers up there on stage are going to be ready to try to tie this up. Moving on to a game 3, which I know you're hoping for.
I think we're all hoping for it.
Yeah, I think we are. It's like you said the other day. I don't want to throw out any jinx here, but content. I want to see a game 3.
I mean, we've been so blessed. Honestly, we had a game 5 in Overwatch. We had a game 5 in Rocket League. I mean, we would have loved to play 5 games in Valorant. We'll be here till 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm really hoping for a game 3, and a big shout out to Chobo. He's been the Valorant coach here. He's been doing everything. But I did get to pull him aside. I did get to ask him what we need to see here from both these teams. He said if the Barracudas want to close this out on map number 2, they've got to keep their composure up and they've got to stay unorthodox. I mean, we saw that with the judge play on C-Long very early on here. And for the Vipers, he said if they want to make this into a game 3 like we're hoping for, they've got to coordinate. They've got to use their smokes. Just because someone don't throw, as we talked about, don't throw out a smoke just because you have it. Use it to your advantage. Push through the smoke when it goes out. So I'm really curious to see what the Vipers will do. Again, team swaps, and now the Vipers are up on stage, which is a very interesting one. I thought maybe the Vipers would have the advantage again. Thought maybe they would be the ones to claim game number 1, but now you're up on stage. You're feeling the pressure from the stage, and you're feeling the pressure to keep the series going. That is going to be very interesting to see while the Barracudas, they get a chill in the team room. They're kind of out of sight, maybe out of mind, but still, it's not going to be easy. I mean, that game was not a blowout in any sense. It came down to the wire. I thought for a second the Vipers were going to pull it out. And I will say the biggest difference in that game was the 1v1s. The Barracudas won 3 of them. Final score was 13-11.
Sure.
If any of those go the other way, we're playing overtime right now. So the Vipers, when it comes down to those 1v1s, can you give your calls? He's hit 50. He's hit 102. How much information can you give to your teammates to be able to pull off that win in the 1v1? That is what they got to do.
Another shout out also to Barratel, who is joining us, who provided us a great interview with the director of Shenandoah Esports in between, kind of made him question his whole reason for being with just kind of rubbing the championship ring in his face.
They made me do it.
Listen,
okay?
it's not the first time that Boise State has been gloating over a championship they won. I mean,
and
we're still hearing about the 07 Fiestival. You know what I mean? So we're never going to let any championship we win go. But now but Boise State isn't playing right now. Right now it is the Vipers and Barracudas, and the Vipers need to win this one. Now we had the stage selection chosen out at the beginning. We can bring that up right now so we can see what was banned, what is up next. We saw Haven, which was won by the Barracudas. So now the Vipers have to win on Bind, which wasn't even their which wasn't even their map choice.
Yeah, as we talked about, the Vipers won the coin toss when we came down to the map pick, so they get to pick maps 1 and 3. So maybe the Barracudas felt confident with their side choice on Haven. So yeah, the Vipers, even though this isn't their map, they do get side choice. So I'm very curious to see where the Vipers will start. Of course, it is a little more even, but yeah, very curious what comps they want to come out here. I think the Chamber had its moments, but it didn't feel as strong. I'm curious if we maybe see that Astra run back for the Barracudas. We haven't talked about her much. The Astra walls were hit or miss. The Astra smokes were hit or miss for the most part. Had a couple that cost them. So there definitely is a couple of operator choices.
That's my experience in Valorant in general is just hit or miss, but more miss than hit probably. But you know what? For those times you do hit, it feels amazing.
Yeah, I definitely think both these teams are probably going to look at their comps and just make sure. Honestly, if you're the Vipers, you probably have to go to just a comfort comp. Even if it doesn't feel great thematically in the meta, you want to put every single player up on the stage on an operator that they are comfortable on. You don't want to put it on, well, Viper fits this comp. Can you play it? You want to say, can you play Viper? Can you play Jet? Is that what you want to do as we get to Doc's keys to the game here?
Yeah, we've been going over so many keys to the game suggestions, but Doc's suggestions are to flank effectively, spend and peek wisely, count cards and call abilities, and click heads. It's all brought to you by Esports Tires. Go pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great teams and coaches to help you rank up. And, of course, get access to great events like this that we're hosting right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we were talking with industry insiders. They've been talking with team coaches, with pro players. There's so many great resources that Esports Tower provides as we see the picks that are going to go through here. instantly, we already see a complete lock-in from one side.
The Vipers did that on map 1 as well. They were like fully locked in, and the Barracudas followed suit. We'll see if they want to do that, as the Barracudas are going to be the ones to change up the comp. But again, the Barracudas picked their map. I'm sure they have a very specific comp set up here for Split. I love the Sage pick. If Delete is going to lock that in, those mid walls are just so fantastic to cut off areas, set up abilities to either push onto either site. And I like what I'm seeing here for the Vipers on your left side. Prestige has been playing a ton of Breach recently in Esports Tower, and I think he's really mastered it. Redskin on the Omen. Not a big fan of the fact that you basically are throwing away an ult potentially, but you do see minis hovering it as well, and Kinetic on the Neon there was obviously well. But I like the fact that Jaguar and Clids have switched over. Felt like maybe those were comp picks. You're not too happy about it, it didn't look like, but I saw you roll your eyes.
I did like the Breach pick. I'm sorry, I wasn't rolling my eyes.
I thought you were rolling eyes at the KO maybe. I was like, oh, you don't like KO?
No, I like KO. KO's all right. No, I wasn't rolling my eyes there. It's just a long day.
Making sure you weren't upset about the pick. But yeah,
I wasn't.
I like the fact that the Vipers get in, they lock in, right? Maybe some mind games to the Barracudas, because I mean they hovered for the last 60 seconds, and now they're
taking advantage of the right zero.
Yeah, they're just gonna all get locked in there.
Pretty interesting here. I like the Breach pick last game here. It seemed like that was a real bright spot.
Prestige in Esports Tower has been the player who has picked one operator for his team 90% of the time and has played that operator at near peak efficiency. I remember when he joined, it was a ton of Sky, but he played Sky in such an aggressive style that it threw teams off. Like, he was peaking with Sky flashes with an off. It was absolutely wild. The Breach, he had some fantastic rolling thunders that set up a triple kill from Clids. So he plays it really, really strong. We'll see if he's able to play it here, because they've got to get a win to force us to game 3. For the Barracudas, again, I'm looking for something unorthodox. I'm looking for maybe a buy up if they lose the pistol round, maybe a sneaky shotgun angle here in a round 2 or round 3. I'm looking for them to maybe try in something weird early on to get the Vipers kind of off their game on game 2 here as we load in for round 1.
Gotta go.
Always nice to start off with a win, but you can't necessarily always tell everything by these pistol rounds here. It's always nice to get off to a head start, and Kinetic looks like was just trying to fake him out there.
Yeah, thought he might challenge. He's just trying to lure somebody over into B garage.
Seems
they're not falling for it.
No,
but and that's the other thing we talked about in Doc's Keys, and it's something that the Vipers did at times in game 1, and it's flanking efficiently. They had a couple of great flanks, but you can see the Barracudas are going to peek a lot of weird angles, a lot of aggressive angles. So the Vipers need to pick when they go for those efficient flanks, for those aggressive plays, but they can catch the Barracudas off guard. Redkin gets a nice tag there onto Hidden.
Also threw a smoke out into garage, which is making it a bit awkward for the Barracudas to decide what exactly they want to do. But yeah, that's some great shift damage there, and going to throw out a smoke into mid as well. And it looks like it makes the Barracudas think twice.
Kinetic has retreated from that aggressive B garage, and they're going to get some of the healing out though. So some of that damage Redkid did.
Yeah, no clue at all. The flank from Vainsy down in vent.
And now mid's just wide open.
Ooh, rotation is immediately going to go through.
Look at Clids though. Oh, he didn't. Oh, watch Clids. Watch Clids. Kinetic's just going to ruin my whole bit because he's going to kill everybody, along with Prestige. But Clids was on that aggressive flank we were talking about.
And this one's important. They got the spike down here, so there's no way that flank can go through.
And they only lose one member, so now, of course, the Barracudas are forced basically to stick on the pistols. Oh, Jaguar. Okay, I'm gonna see if he sticks with it. Oh, okay. This is actually very interesting. I think the Barracudas are going to actually buy up. Yeah. This is what Chobo was talking about to me. He said they need to stay unorthodox. They need to surprise the Vipers. That's exactly what the Barracudas are going to try and do, I think.
Getting throws out of concussing right into mid-air, running bravely through the smoke. He's going to get tagged by Reskin, but it's an off pursuit. But he's going to find himself in a double peak there. The gold gets concussed there, and that is just going to stop their push there into Vent. Actually, they are able to take Vent, but Kinetic is going to put a dent in that plan. Prestige also picking up hits there. Now up in heaven, Prestige is still trying to keep the defense going as there's only 2 members left of the Barracudas stuck in mid, wondering what they have to do next.
That round would have gone so much differently if Reskin didn't get that pick, because that's why Breach ran through the smoke, because Vipers are predicting pistols here. They're not predicting Spectres. And that's exactly what the Barracudas want to catch them off guard is Prestige. Oh, shot in the back. And Valorant timing on that one, and now it's a 2v2. And again, this is where the Barracudas are taking over.
Goodness.
All right, 1 for 1.
Standing.
Can Delete pull it off?
Down, B.
Oh, just
He takes a ton of damage.
But is going to use the heal. Okay. They'll probably get him around 80, probably.
Jaguar.
I like that.
Full hell.
Like the turret. Plenty of time.
Oh,
there he
finally. That's the 1v1 they needed for the Vipers.
I was just a little bit nervous there. You know, you almost thought I was rolling my eyes on the KO. Well, that was probably the reason to roll eyes here, because he did flash himself around the corner there. So that is the one moment where you want to roll your eyes on the KO pick.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, this has to be a comfort pick for Clids,
sure.
Right? This feels like you've got the 3 players who are on the same operators as last time, the same agents. So they're saying, look, these are what we're comfortable on. Let's pick a comp around our top players from what we saw from Reskin, Prestige, and Kinetic. But now I think you put in Clids and Jaguar on something that they can also pop off on, which is huge. And now, usually we talk about you lose pistol round, you're going to win, you're going to lose the next round, then it's even. Since the Barracudas bought up, this is now a 3-0 situation, unless they can play aggressive. But I love the fact that even though they're winning this series, Jem, the Barracudas were the ones who did something unorthodox, which is exactly what their coach told me. That's what they need to do. Don't play safe because you're in the lead. Try and make these risky plays. It's how you won map 1. This one doesn't work out. They're not all going to, but Reskin trying to spray through the smoke. Not able to find anything in mid.
Still looking, though.
And again, with the pistols, you've got to look for ways to be aggressive.
Stealing sight.
Because you know you're outgunned, so just trying to take these simple peak challenges, you're not usually going to win them. So you've got to find creative angles to push onto sites. Like, you know, maybe we're going to 5-man through the garage. Maybe we're going to try and 5-man mid. But right now, they're just kind of playing it a little bit too passively.
Reskin has been very patient here on mid, is going to use the next smoke here.
30 seconds
Fancy's
left.
going to try to work around that. Problem for him is, okay, this is going to,
I don't know if anyone's going to challenge him, though, is the problem.
Yeah, no, they're just going to wall that off. But Reskin has been waiting in tubes, is going to trade 2 for 1. Oh, there's not much time left for them to even plant
10
here.
seconds left.
And watch out.
Oh,
Jaguar is laying in wait, is going to see him, see a few pixels, and get mini. There you go.
Vipers pick up that one. Of course, again, big thing here for the Barracudas is they did get 3 eliminations. Of course, it was the bonus round, so I'm curious how both these teams are going to play. Because usually, of course, you bonus round 3 when your opponent buys their guns for the first time when you've won, and then round 4 is even. I'm curious if the Vipers will treat this as another bonus round, as the Barracudas are just finally getting their guns online, or if the Vipers will actually try and buy up, get those ARs, get those Phantom and Vandals. I think we'll see here. Though it looks like we might have a timeout as both the teams going to kind of reconvene.
And one thing, you know, I was kind of going to see is, the real pacing of this is going to be something to kind of keep in mind here, because on the first map, they won the 2 pistol rounds, but it's quickly evened up after this. But if we start seeing it go 4-0, 5-0, might be something really to take into consideration. But I want to get Baratel's take on this, as we usually do during these timeouts.
The Baratel breakdown is simply this. Yeah, we're here, folks. Let's go. It's showing to be a competitive match. That's why we're here at the finals. These 2 teams, and these teams as well, doing their best to try and pop off, and somebody's winning at the end of the day.
Do
so
that.
far.
Yeah,
just point to your side. Do that.
Get jacked.
Do that. Do the game.
All right, thank you, Baratel. That's why we pay you the big bucks for expert analysis like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, they are gonna. The Vipers have the weirdest econ. I cannot figure it out. You've got a couple of bonuses. You've got a couple of guys buying up in guns. Maybe so the ones they are treated as like a half bonus. Kinetic almost had 2 on the collab, but he ends up going 1 for 1. So not as big of a win for the Vipers as they were hoping for. And actually, it's going to be a 0 for 1.
No, it's going to be a pretty safe res.
Yeah, no one's going to be able to even find that res. So Kinetic unfortunately going to lose his life for nothing there. So Delete is going to blow the revive.
Yeah, I saw the flashes there. How many were blind? I thought that was going to turn out much better for the Vipers.
He almost even just picked up a collateral in general as Quids now peeks a little bit.
Prowler's going to go out and blind him. He's going to move out with Prestige over to the left, who is going to get Mini. They throw up the wall, and Delete is making some fancy footwork around here. Has already picked up a triple.
Now how does the retake look here? Of course, keep your eye on the chambers for the Barracudas. Taking a very long route, flanking efficiently.
Jump peeking here.
Ooh. Watch Fangsy though. Fangsy might just clutch this from the back side of the site. I don't know if.
Last player standing.
There's Fangsy, and he pops it off with a great flank. Doc's keys right there. Flank efficiently. Fangsy just did that. Came from mid vents. I mean, nobody on the Vipers even expected him there.
Yeah, they weren't. They were so preoccupied here with all these jump peaks by the Sage. I was wondering why Sage was, why here was just firing a little, but not really fully going for the commit. But we clearly see here was just kind of stall them out so Fangsy could flank.
Yeah, they just wanted time for Fangsy to easily was going to pick up 1, and if he loses that gunfight, he's going to do a sizable chunk of damage. But it's still 3-1, and the Viper's economy is just so messed up right now. I mean, they're going to try. I mean, Jaguar, and I don't think Kinetic has one either. I mean, yeah, this is the Vipers are putting themselves in a hole right now. They need to get a couple of kills off this.
But I have faith here. It's probably gravely misplaced, but I have faith.
Fortunately, Barracudas will not engage. Ooh. I thought he was going to go for the knife for a second, but Fangsy,
I guess one flank deserves another.
Yeah, Fangsy was trying for another sneaky flank. That's huge. Quids is going to be able to pick up that gun, even out a little bit the firepower. Yeah, there's a lot of sneaky plays here. You've got, the Judge, the Shorty. Oh, we're going to try it again, maybe.
Yeah. Well, the Barracudas have grouped back up here. Oh.
Is Jaguar going to check where he sees his gun? 1 to the head, unfortunately. Didn't expect the rest of the team to be there, so it is still a 3v4.
It's an elimination with the Shorty, which I'm just happy with.
Does take at least an AR off the map, but I don't know if anyone can get to the AR to pick it up. Oh. Kinetic nearly had a huge flank here onto Alice. Oh my god, Kinetic. He wins. Can he get the gun? Doesn't matter. He gets another flank on a Mini. And they're going to get the defuse. Prestige getting a kill with the Judge. It works out. The Vipers with a thrifty.
Right after you called them out for not having good econ, they pull off thrifty.
I mean, as you said, one flank deserves another. Redskin's
this was beautiful.
Redskin's pick onto Fangsy was huge. I don't think we just missed the Shorty kill, unfortunately, but
this was also very clutch here. I mean, winning the showdown with the Vandal.
Yeah, that was huge. And then Kinetics didn't get this gun, and there's just no turnaround. The Omen doesn't even look where his teammate just died. Mini was just kind of focused on one direction.
You want to play? Let's play.
Redskin right off the rip.
Wow. I mean, as soon as the shorter force is brought out.
Great job there. And now it's a save round for the Barracudas.
But it isn't just the only thing that's being saved here. All of the ultimates that the Vipers have right now.
I mean, Killjoy ult, you're probably not going to use. They plan a spike. Kinetic's ult, you want to save for maybe a save round, as we've talked about, one of those ultimates that can kind of make up for the fact that you don't have a great gun. So yeah, I mean, why would you at this point? I mean, again, the Breach ult on Prestige probably going to be used to retake, though Hidden has his as well, and I don't think he'll burn it in a save round. So we'll have quite a few ults up for our next round.
Kind of binding their time, and just that weight there taking out Reskin is going to pay off. They have tied it up as well. It is even 4-4. Now they make their way on to B, but Kinetic is going to pick up one, and Swarm Grenade also gets rid of Hidden as well. Maybe just a little bit of too eager to push on to B. Oh, that was dirty.
All right, Jaguar.
30
seconds. Can you kill the lead without dying? Yes, they can. That was the Vipers' other big problem in game 1, Gem, is when they won rounds, they'd lose 2 or 3 members. And that's where things started to get really convoluted, but this time,
this
they don't
is the
lose.
reason here everyone picks Vandal in Deathmatch, because you just want to have a moment like that.
That's insane. This is why they play so close to the monitor, by the way. So, you ever walk past a Valorant player and they're just like face in the monitor? That's why. So you can see the tiny pixel of hair so that you can get the headshot and open up the round. But we finally get an actual real round. We're on round 7, Gem, and it's the first time we get ARs v ARs. Oh, nice flash.
Right now, yeah. The guns might be even, but the sight isn't. Redskin there. Back with a vengeance and throwing out another blinding, which hits the Barracudas. They are just having no vision up of mid right now. Now Fancy is out for Revengers. Look at the run. Redskin, unfortunately, is going to get taken out by Fancy.
These two are going to have a battle the whole time as Rolling Thunder does get used here by Hidden. Prestige is going to just answer back with his own. I think Prestige is a bit more successful, though neither are going to pick up any kills from it. Yeah, I want to watch this Reskin versus Fangsy 1v1. It's going to happen quite a bit.
Oh, peeks around, is able to take the Prowler. There goes the Killjoy, is going to head out.
Okay, they 1-for-1 trade. Oh, Glids. Finds 1, 2 off the ropes. Can't clutch for the third. Fangsy has the spike and is going to get it planted here. Now it's a 1v2.
Aren't quite aware yet. They are now, but that's still enough time for Fancy to plant.
Both Vipers are at full health.
I don't think they're going to give enough time here, though, for him to set up his teleporters. So he's only going to have one opportunity. So if they can be disciplined here and take the 2-on-1.
One needs to defuse while the other's watching. Yep. Or you double peek. You cannot give away your 2v1 advantage. He's going to see him! And 1 to the head, and the Vipers 6-1. As we'll get they'll go half defuse on Kinetic, so he has his ult, and then the other defuse on Prestige, so he gets an ult point as well. All right. The Vipers clearly confident all of a sudden.
I know. Well, maybe the lesson of the day is, don't choose the stage, because if you choose the stage, you're done. Maybe let the other team choose for you and then show them up, because that's what's happened here so far. And I'm kind of surprised the Barracudas haven't taken any timeouts thus far. I mean, we saw so many timeouts in game 1.
I think the Barracudas probably just want to let this run ride here. You might see a timeout after this round. You're not going to take a timeout into your econ round. You're not really going to have much of a plan besides hopefully our pistols are better than their ARs. So wouldn't shock me if the Vipers win this round, if then the Barracudas call their timeout, look to regroup. As we finally do see a push to this side of the map. Ooh, nice orb there.
Flash there is going to be able to blind delete.
Does get the suppress though, so he does know they're there. Is Hidden, picks up 1, delete gets a second as the KO ult.
It looks like he was just trying to move out to a more prime position for the suppression.
See if either member of the Vipers want to try and get to their KO in time.
I don't think it's worth it.
Reskin kills Fangsy again, which is just my favorite thing at this point. Delete popping off with this Sheriff though.
Lent is going to go down for the Barracudas. There goes the res out onto Fangsy. Just making things kind of worse for Prestige here.
They only have 1 AR though. I mean, it is a 1v5, but it is a 1v5 where you outgun a majority of your opponent. You might catch many here. Unfortunately, Atlas had his teammates back. The Barracudas pick up a huge win for them.
I'm not really sure what the purpose here was for Clids moving out there.
I think when he got this suppress, he probably thought he'd have an advantage. Didn't expect him to peek through the smoke.
Yeah, but he immediately turned to the right instead of still looking. I mean, maybe he thought someone was
maybe
I don't know. Maybe he thought someone was going up through heaven and he was seeing it. I don't know. It's just, I'd have to take another look at that.
It's a big win for the Barracudas, though. With those that 6-1 advantage, the Vipers built up more than enough economy here to be set. And again, I think my favorite battle right now has been Fangzi versus Rezkin. They've kind of had a lot of battle in mid-vents. This time, though, I don't think that'll be the case. Is Kinetic with the early challenge onto Delete up in Garage. Delete really been popping off. Got 3 last round with the Sheriff. Gets 1 here to put his team in the ahead. Trying to get those peaks. Maybe he picks someone there, and this is why you pick Sage on this map.
Also gonna throw out an ult there from the breach. They're gonna get both smokes down, and now Delete moves over to some floats plant positions. Oh, just out of. Oh no, he's still in.
Barely alive. Let's get flashed by Clids, but
gets the suppress and looks to the left to see Delete.
Jaguar
out of charges.
Jaguar, I think, knows somebody's down there too. He knows they're hanging out backside. Mini does get a kill onto Rezkin, though Jaguar returns the favor, so it's a 2v3. Now 1v3, and Atlas gonna finish it off there with another kill, and the Barracudas are right back in it.
And it looks like, yeah, we are in fact going to a timeout.
All right.
So we're gonna probably get a minute, and we get a chance maybe for Barracuda to provide a little bit more in-depth coverage than just win or do that. So do you have anything beyond that?
Anything beyond just win?
Yes.
Yeah. What's working really well is the adaptation for switching to the other side. We saw great resilience on the side for B. The first 2 times they went to A, without any problem, they were the sweep and plant. What's interesting, though, is no one's considering the option for getting picks through mid and then picking from there.
Rezkin and Fangzi are just 1v1ing in the mid.
What?
I said Rezkin and Fangzi are 1v1ing in the mid.
It's personal now.
Oh, okay.
So
you have to just do knife battle, right?
Okay.
Maybe at this point. But yeah, I think Barracuda makes a great point. The problem is mid is such a hard place because there's so many ways you could smoke it off, especially putting Rezkin there on the Omen. You're not going to have a way where you're feeling confident in mid if you are the Barracudas, as it looks like our timeout is over. Let's get back into this. Game 2 of our grand finals here in the Valorant Rumble. Barracudas on match point. They need a bit of a comeback here. Down 6-1. They won our last 2 rounds, but the Vipers had more than enough econ to buy 3 straight rounds in a row. So they're not worried yet, though. Another Barracuda win, and things are going to get a lot more close. As we see here, I mean, yeah, we're going to look mid, but Omen pretty much just shuts down mid with his smokes at this point.
But he hasn't thrown any out.
He wants to get a peek shot, I think. See if somebody will peek him. If he gets scared, he'll throw one out.
A little bit of util thrown out onto mid, but just kind of steps off to the side to avoid it. Throws the smoke down, going to be a little bit of firing through the smoke in mid. They want to get a little bit of chip damage as Neon, though, but it does seem Rezkin is keeping his mind open to A, which might just be the right call there.
So the Vipers are definitely leaning in that direction.
Has given up the view of mid entirely, instead leaving it over to Breach here for Vipers.
Rezkin's he's fallen victim on those ropes so many times. He wants to make sure.
Yeah, those ropes are just not a safe place to be right now, if history is any guide.
30 seconds left.
Get concussed, but nothing's going to happen. 30 seconds left. Finally, the Barracuda is going to look to make a bit of a play here.
It looks like that
nice heaven smoke.
About A is going to prove correct there, as the person with the spike is going to be moving on to A. Unfortunately, they're going to run right into some swarm grenades, and Jaguar is just going to take out 2 of them, make them drop the spike, and has a view of it. Gets a triple now, and just no time left. They're way over in mid. They can't even reach there.
Yeah, the Barracudas waited so long to try and push, and I'll be honest, the Killjoys have gotten so much value with those swarm grenades. It's like nobody. It's like we haven't seen Killjoy in so long. People just forget to shoot them.
Yeah, don't shoot the spike. You know, the swarm grenades. Everything that you were supposed to remember when Killjoy was meta is just evading them.
And Fangsy just couldn't find her. Great shooting there from Jaguar, and Vipers would love to probably make this like 9-3, even though I know, there is the 9-3 curse. I think you just want to have as big of an advantage if you can if the Vipers. You do not want to make this game too close, because the closer it is, you're going to feel more pressure as the Vipers to try and stay alive in this series. So I think you want 8-4, 9-3. That's kind of a halftime mark you're aiming for.
I mean, they couldn't possibly walk into the same trap twice, could they?
Oh, there we go. Rezkin versus Fangsy in the mid. Rezkin wins it.
Oh, they do! They walk into it again!
This time, nobody goes down to it, though they do end up losing delete. And
but Jaguar is still hanging out here to do what he did last time. Is going to avoid the blind there and gets him!
I think he could have waited a bit longer, but it doesn't matter as the Vipers get the last two, and it's 8-3 now in game
last
2.
Round before the switch.
You hear it there, last round before the swap. Everything's going to come out. See, now this is where Rezkin's got to be careful, because Fangsy's going to peek him with a much more powerful gun.
Okay, this is probably the opportunity to realize here that this Jaguar's just setting up in the exact same place.
And if they're going to walk, I mean, you know, fool me once.
Fool me twice, fool me three times.
Delete's about to say, well, how about you fool me with this? Oh.
Yeah, it looks like they don't want to have anything.
Yeah, they want nothing to do with Jaguar. Fangsy looking for a jump peek here, trying to see if anybody's going to take a shot. Again, those
absolutely nothing.
Aggressive angles the Vipers take just get in your head at times. Because, I mean, look at all this util we're burning on, I mean, you know, an empty spot. They did end up flashing Kinetic, though. He ends up getting one, so it will be a trade. So that will allow a rotation, though there is no utility. Oh, delete in mid. Gets a great op kill onto Rezkin. So Clids answers right back with one more.
You're going to want to watch where delete is, though, because that op is such a huge investment. If Vipers can take it away from them, well, I mean, no, they're going to be in halftime anyway. So you what? Never mind what I was just saying there. I was thinking way too far ahead. Blow your money like there's no tomorrow. What do I know?
Alice is going to get stuck in this Killjoy ult, I believe. The problem is the other two players are not. Hidden goes down. There is one player detained, which means they can't do anything. And now it's a 1v3. Delete makes it a 1v2. Makes it a 1v1, but... Oh, why would you peek him? Why did you peek him?
Oh, you could have just stuck it. Oh, no.
Oh, no. It used to be one of Doc's keys to the game. Never ego peek the op.
No, you don't ego. No. Oh, he was already halfway. He had time, too.
You make the op come to you.
The players' faces are going to be brought up just for the shame.
Never ego peek the op. Come on. All right. And that's huge because, yes, it's still 8-4, but the fact that you got a 1v3 clutch from delete.
They had the defuse in hand, too.
All right. Now we know if delete gets an op, might be game over wherever he's defending. So they will switch sides. Remember, the Vipers did get to pick the side, so they wanted to attack second.
Oh, I like this. Here
oh.
they go. Delete there too.
At least 1 for 1, but Kinetic able to win that trade up in B tower, so ends up not quite working out for delete like the last play he just made. Oh!
One enemy remaining. Spike
You know,
down B.
This is redemption for Jaguar.
Yeah.
This is huge redemption.
This has to be redemption here.
He's got time to, yeah, he's got time. This is a good play.
Stagger off to the side here.
This is a really smart play.
Yeah, I like this. Oh, okay.
Not what I neither. Not what either of us had expected.
This was smart. Is this smart?
Still, yes. All right, here's your 1v1. Jaguar, can you get redemption? You saw him! There you go! Spike get the extra cash as well. Huge. That Jaguar got it too is super important after what happened in that last round.
I know, you gotta prove yourself.
Yeah, you gotta redeem yourself. Absolutely phenomenal. Again, you and I thought he was moving over to A.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, just nobody expected him to be up in heaven.
Many thought he was garage.
And many thought he was garage. They probably, I bet you they were also just waiting for, like, spike down A, let's retake 2v1.
You recently brought up the 9-3 curse. You don't think they ego keep the op just to avoid the 9-3 curse?
At this point, that feels like maybe the only explanation. We'll have to, maybe we can ask Jaguar afterwards. He'll probably tell us that's why he did it.
Delete just has a habit of hiding out where they do not know where he is. Unfortunately, he's not going to get what he wants.
That right click failed him miserably as he only got a little bit of damage onto Clids and it just gave away his position. And look at this hard B rush from the Viper.
They got the plant.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, the judge.
Out of the smoke. Gets one.
Oh, my goodness. Oh no, he doesn't see him, and Glitz gets the flank in mid. Now gonna try to, oh no, he doesn't
hold
see
the knife out. No. He even got the 2 agents suppressed. I guess he didn't think they'd challenge him from tower. Thinks he's gonna hop on site.
At this point, that rush they took is working out for them because there isn't enough time for the Barracudas.
Not at all now. Jaguar gets it. We'll see what Atlas can maybe take one with him. No, he cannot. Rezkin gets the kill, and it's 10-4.
Well, we said that we wanted
There's the timeout.
Yep,
there's your timeout. I mean, that was a great play by the Vipers. Just hard B rush, stick on the point.
And they definitely have their fans giving them handshakes.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got to dap each other up. I know we got the parents from some of the players in the crowd. I mean, it's been hype. You see Coach in there, making sure the Barracudas come up with a plan again. This is where, again, we talked about Tachobo there, the Valorant coach, working his absolute tail off this weekend. The Barracudas, they got to keep their composure. And I'll be honest, they did what he said they needed to do, which was be unorthodox. They tried to buy up, and it just didn't cost them, right? It cost them early in that first round, Bertel. They were down 6-1 because of that early buy up on round 2.
Yeah. Also, 2 things. Apparently, don't pick the map.
Yeah.
And try to get on stage. Stage buff?
I don't know.
Crowd buff?
I have no idea. All I know is when you said be unorthodox, the only thing that came into my mind is, well, ego peeking the op is sure unorthodox.
Yeah,
so maybe that's all part of the strategy. They took be unorthodox a little bit too literally.
That's another thing too. Is we've seen one op this whole map. It was used feverishly in the first map,
and
there's so many op angles here.
It was only picked in the 1 round before halftime.
Right, exactly.
I mean, yeah, I think if you're the Barracudas, I think putting delete on the op is the right call here. If you can find one more round to get him on the op.
But also, as you were saying, Fish, Barracudas had their eco messed up so many times that it's not like they had an opportunity to buy the op until
the ecos in the first half were all over the place. This one's been a little bit more standard here. This has been a very, very... Are they going to run it back here for the Vipers? They're thinking about it. It's crazy to me, you just get rush planted on A, and you stick 3 on, or you get rush planted on B, and you stick 3 on A.
Oh, it's going to be going for the open door. He's able to get
this is great.
Immediately.
Yeah, you just clear sight. You do have to be careful.
Bring them down.
Throw out the Prowler.
Found one.
Oh, they use it to destroy the lockdown.
That's good, because otherwise Atlas was absolutely dead.
Yeah. Looks like
they do know they're attacking, right? No one's going to challenge you mid-garage.
Is this you being unorthodox here?
Well, it's the Barracudas we asked to be unorthodox, not the Vipers.
30 seconds
you know what?
left.
They think, hey, it's working out for the Barracudas. Let's just be unorthodox, too.
Well, there's finally we get some action. Clids over on A side gets 1. Atlas does get flashed, however. Ooh, nice flank there from Rezkin. Now all of a sudden it's all up the Fangsy.
He's just going to be peeking through a hallway of pain right now. going to get rid of the alarm bot, but that still gives information over to the Vipers of where he's going.
Nice.
Stall him out for a little longer with the swarm grenade.
Prestige jump peeked him too, so he knew where he was. And
It might just save.
I think he's just gonna save here. I don't hate that. Even though you're down so many rounds, you want to try and get an extra frag. No. Fangzi was looking for a flank while he was running away. Unfortunately, didn't expect squids from the staircase. And I think you have to eco here if you're the Barracudas. And then you buy up in your final round, maybe.
Yeah, you can't let it go to them being at 12 and you not being able to buy.
Yeah, you can't go 12-4 and not be able to buy. Though they'll go for a half buy, at least from what we can see. Yeah, they're gonna go for a half buy.
I'm out of here.
All right, and off we go to the races. Immediately just going to use KO. His ability to just take everything away from Mini, and they spot Mini out. That's a good start.
Where are they? Oh, this is a nice little plant spot, too. They get this suppress onto delete. So again, there's a lot of close-range weapons on the Barracudas, so a
Yeah,
retake,
this isn't
a retake, if they can get there, especially on this site, might be possible.
I don't know, delete. All the luck to you with that judge.
He's trying to make sure that does not happen.
One enemy remaining.
Well, okay.
Oh, the flawless. That's a huge one for the Vipers as well. Match point here. Or map point, I should say. Is looking to tie it 1-1. I don't think the Barracudas have enough for an op. So unfortunately, that's about what Delete needs right now to help his team out.
They definitely have a lot of cheering going on for the Vipers. I think everyone wants to see it go to a game 3.
This econ is so bad. You never want to be on match point and you have Bulldogs and Spectres. Kinetics wants to get right in the action.
Yeah, they're just going to rush immediately. Well, it looks like they're, okay, I don't know which way they want to go here. One of them going off toward A, the KO, trying to get some sort of flank. Meanwhile, it's just taking so long.
Out of charges.
Look at Delete and Omen. Look at Delete and Mini. Oh, unfortunately, they were able to tag. I think that was Prestige. They had a great flank going, but they couldn't quite put it all together. And
Problem is they're spending so much time on the flank, I don't think they're realizing way over on the other side of the map, Spike's being planted.
Yeah, that's a great rotation from the Vipers. As soon as Mini kind of revealed himself in mid, you knew they were looking for a flank. Rez can get him set himself up here. Really gonna start with Prestige. He's that first line of defense. If he can at least trade 1-for-1 and get the information to his team that there's multiple people coming, that'll be huge because the lead's already damaged. So he needs to win this first 1v1 here.
He's not.
Rolling Thunder's gonna come out. Does end up tagging Delete as well, unfortunately. All right, it's up to Clids. Can he clutch it? No, he cannot. The Barracudas will stay alive here.
Just barely. They're hanging on.
2.5 on the Spike left. 12-5. But the Vipers can afford to lose 2-3 rounds. Again, if Prestige wins this, that's what he had to do. Unfortunately, the Rolling Thunder did end up concussing Delete, which made this a concussed v concussed battle, which was actually kind of hilarious. And then nice peek from hidden there, gets the 3K.
Actually, a timeout is going to be brought out here for the Vipers.
I like that. I mean, you're on match point, but this can easily start to get away. I mean, we saw this on the last map where it started to get away from the Barracudas once they got to match point. I mean, we almost had a threat of overtime, Baritone.
Yeah, it's true. Resetting is more of a mental thing, I think, at this point, though. As you mentioned, plenty of funds to go around, can still afford the arsenal that they want to bring in the closeout round. But just making sure that they stop any momentum from that L, from that previous round, stop it right there and move forward with a little bit more confidence. I think they're just trying to figure out how to maybe deal with just a weird retake, to be honest. If that pick doesn't happen, the Rolling Thunder doesn't come out, it's a way safer retake defense. So a lot of different factors, but I'm not in any place to judge, and pardon me for saying anything, but we might go to game 3.
If you cast your curses from 12-5,
I'm sorry if I did.
All right.
We got to hold Barracudas to account if
I mean, it's not the most risky call to predict that 12-5 we're going to game 3. But Fangsy might have something else to say about it.
Already has the tour de force out. Really focusing on Heaven right now. That might be the next spot. Look at this. Is that the Neon moving the spike way up there? That is so risky. It's already going to take out 1 and takes out 2 all by themselves while everyone else is... Oh!
Spike down.
So close. And now that strategy backfires because it's spiked down. So not only can Fangsy tell his team, you got to look for a rotate.
Look at what you did, Barracudas.
I did it for the content.
For the content. The official creed right here.
They get the revive too, and there's going to be tons of guns. Yeah, this was
it's such a weird strategy. Only one with the spike.
That was a very risky play though.
Did pick it up with the Omen teleport though, so that is one
Planted.
use for the ult. I guess the ult comes in handy there.
Kind of baited the Barracudas the other side of the map. Oh, Clids does some great damage to delete there on the Sage.
Not going to get blinded around the corner. Prestige very low on health though.
Prestige and Delete are oh, Clids with a great double.
1 enemy remaining.
Redskin's going to pick up the third. Now it's all up to Atlas here. He's had a couple of great 1v1s. Can he do a 1v3?
Atlas is taking out 1, so now it's 2v1.
And
Spike
Prestige
is
is
counting
so
down.
low.
Last player standing.
I mean, no, but you don't think he has the time to defuse,
No.
and Glitz gets it off of that.
Attackers win.
Close, but Clids gets it. And Veritel did not jinx us.
No, but
go to
with
match
the
3.
way that Neon was playing, I was certainly starting to question things.
Again, maybe that was the whole point, right? Because they waited so long to Omen teleport. Their whole game plan
was part of the strategy. We're going to use the Omen teleport eventually.
And that's putting a lot of trust in Kinetic to basically say, like, we need you to go A and get a kill. Get 2 kills. And then, I don't know if the plan was for him to die, per se, but if you die, we can just grab the spike, be at B and planting. So it was a very interesting strategy. And maybe that's what the timeout was for, right? Like, let's kind of create this different strategy to throw them off, and that's exactly what it did. So now we get game 3. So every game up on stage here has gone the distance, which is absolutely love it. Overwatch, Rocket League, and now Valorant. You can't have any complaints about how this has gone.
Nope, it is turning into what a great end to this event. We're going to have to see how it turns out, though. We'll be back with Game 3 and the conclusion of the Valorant Grand Championships right after this.
Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you got yourself some water or perhaps a unsweet iced tea. As myself, Jared Barracudas, and joined by Matt Burns-Potoff, VP and GM, United.
Yes,
How's it
sir.
going?
It's going well. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. We got a bunch of Game 3s happening, Final Series. It's a big day for Esports Tower. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's just an absolute pleasure to be out here talking with the parents, the kids, and most importantly, just listening to the passion out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of passion to be had here. a little bit of a stage buff, I think, going on right now, where whatever team's up on stage gets a little bit of an extra cheer crowd going for them.
For
and
sure.
That kind of thing to experience is phenomenal. When it comes down to this program being available, Esports Tower, really connecting and networking all these fantastic schools and programs together, what do you think are characteristics that stick out for when it comes to recruiting for your own program?
Yeah, I think the intangible aspect of recruiting is more important than the skill sometimes, because everyone can aim straight at that level. Everyone can make a play when they need to, but teammates that can reciprocate criticism, can meet each other in the middle, that can communicate in an efficient manner, can work with the coaches. All of those small things make a huge impact to any team's trajectory. I just wish I had the chance to play on a main stage when I was a teenager. I'm 30 now, and unfortunately, back then we had LAN centers, but it was just four PCs, no main stage. Really.
Exactly, yeah. Just the fact that this kind of thing exists now, again, sound like a broken record. Wish it was available when we were younger. But the fact that we're able to open that up as an opportunity for the younger generations to come is phenomenal. And do want to thank you for putting forth your dues to get where you are, to open up an opportunity there with United as well.
For sure. No, this is just incredible. I think, as I stated before when I was talking to them, just trying to soak up as much time. Like, even getting a chance to play on a main stage is a completely different feeling than playing at home. And it allows these players to work on their nerves, showing up when it's needed, seeing if they feel anything different when they're actually sitting next to their teammates compared to being at home. It's a completely different environment. And some players might even thrive more on a main stage than at home. And they've realized that they need to be on the main stage to be at their best. And that should only give them more motivation to continue to put in work, put in the time to be up there all the time.
And that's directly relatable with real life skills. If you're thriving in an environment where all the pressure's on you, you're a team leader. Sorry, that's your genetics got you there or something like that. But I was talking earlier with a couple different guys here. We all have maybe a guilty pleasure game. You tell the boys you're logging off for the night. You're not really logging off. What are you loading up once you log offline?
Oh boy, your secondary game that you like to play?
Yeah, the one that you don't want anyone to know about.
Exactly. For me,
Plants vs. Zombies earlier. Skyrim was one of them.
I used to play Hearthstone
Okay.
all the time.
Okay.
I loved it.
That man right there, Jim.
Yeah.
He's the man to talk to. He's got some
He would
strikes.
probably beat me.
Maybe.
I was spending too much money on it, so I just stopped playing. I just delete it from my phone, and then they always send you that email to get you to come back, and I'm just staying away from it.
We'll give you one free pack.
Exactly.
If you come back.
But right now it's Warzone, Halo. I'm a big FPS guy.
Nice.
Went pro in Call of Duty, so it's hard for me to get away from first-person shooters because I just love it so much. I love the teamwork. I love being able to make plays on my own and just respawn and do it all over again.
Yeah.
By far the favorite thing to do.
Yeah,
But
you just hit the reset button. You're like, it's team deathmatch, whatever.
can't do it in Counter-Strike and Valorant. You got to actually think before you peek. But in Call of Duty, you just spawn right back up and you're good to go.
If it doesn't work, you load out, you come back in. I have an interesting question for you. This may be a bit of a spicy one. We all know what it's like to play games, that camaraderie, that brotherhood. How do you communicate that to potential parents of future enrollees in your program? What's kind of the talk list that you go through? Hey, this is what we're going to do with your kid. This is what we're aspiring to do. How do you get them to buy into it?
I think from the parents that are here, I think
this parent support's amazing.
Parents are out here watching their kids play for almost 9 hours, it seems. I just flew in yesterday, and they're so connected with what's going on.
Right.
And I'm so envious because I wish my parents, hopefully they're not listening to this, could have done something similar when I was younger. Mm-hmm. And even for the parents that couldn't make it to this but are going to watch the stream or the film and take time to even see what's going on, it makes such a huge impact for any player that's striving to go pro, having that backbone, that family support where they're encouraging you. It's a huge perk pursuing professional play.
Right.
I think the parents are really helping their kids as well. They're going to be able to even take a lot from this event and make sure that they're harping on some of the big topics that maybe the kids forgot, or maybe they were just so focused on the game. But now that the parents came here and they took notes or network, communicated, they're able to really instill that into dinners and all that other fun stuff.
You parents watching at home, or the ones here in the arena watching, life hack, life tip number 383 from Barracudas. You want to light up your kid's face? Ask them how their most recent team fight went. Did they get some dubs? Say, how's your ult management? Are you working on that? How's your ult economy? They will talk your ear off, but they'll be super excited about it the whole time. And that's what we're all doing it for, to be honest.
Just the passion. You could also buy them a new headset or controller, and that's a good move too.
Get some. I see people wearing kitten ears. Get the headsets with the kitten ears on them.
I need a pair. Everyone's rocking it, you know.
It's a good look. You look pretty good with some ears, I think.
Maybe on top of the hat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to come through the hat or on top of it.
Fill my bald spot that's just forming a little bit. That'll be helpful for me.
Fair enough. It's a veteran badge, the bald spot. Why do you think I have long hair?
Yeah.
So if I get there, I'll just cover it over like that. Well, again, it's Jared Burns here bringing to you possibly the final interview of the night. I don't think so, though. I'm probably some spicy stuff coming up later, but not as spicy as this final Game 3 Esports Tower Valorant action. Stay tuned for the grand finals.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. We are currently at the conclusion of our Esports Tower Rumble event in Valorant. The Vipers and the Barracudas both facing off against each other. These two teams having played over 4 days to get to this grand championship. And it is looking like it is going to be the closest of close games, as we have, in this best of 3, seen 1 win for the Vipers, 1 win for the Barracudas. Now we are going to Game 3. I'm your host, Jacob Jem Palmer, joined by Michael Fish Fisher and Baratel's left hand right now. And it has been a very great night so far, Fish. Now we are moving on to the third map, which is Ascent. What are your thoughts on here?
Yeah, I mean, Ascent, another one. I mean, they really just did a great job picking all of the classic maps for this matchup. So I'm excited to see again. It's hard to say because now we, for the first time, kind of have both of our, win conditions working against each other, right? We talked about how the team on the stage has won both the games, but it's also the team that hasn't picked the map has won both the games. But now the Vipers are on stage and they picked Ascent, so one of those has to kind of go out the window. I'm really excited to see. Again, talk to the coach, Coach Chobo. He's running around trying to keep these players hyped, trying to get everybody on the same page. Asked him what's going to be the things to watch out for in this Game 3 for both these teams. For Barracudas, he said they got to stick to the game plan. He says they got to maintain being aggressive, which we saw. It really backfired there at the start when they tried to buy up. And he said they just got to have a little bit more discipline when they're on site, when they're trying to hold the bomb. And he said for the Vipers, they've got to use that momentum from Game 2. He said they are absolutely jacked right now. They've got to regroup. And he did say, play around your coordination, play around your smokes. He said the Vipers are a little bit more coordinated right now than Barracudas, so if they can stay coordinated on Ascent, he thinks they'll take it home. But again, both these teams have a way in. This is probably, I'm hoping for almost overtime at this point because I think both these teams are so incredibly close. I think Split, as soon as they tried to buy up, everything just went right out the window for the Barracudas, and it put them in such a hole. So I think this round will be a much more closer, and we'll see aggressive plays for the Barracudas, but not nearly as round 2. Let's try and all go Spectres and pull off a crazy play.
Yeah. One other thing I got to say that I think is going to be great if this round goes on long is this isn't just a Valorant event. We've got players playing in Overwatch or Rocket League, but if games go long, then what tends to happen, what happened yesterday in Rocket League, is all the other players get finished with their games and then crowd into the arena, and you got a bunch of players cheering each other on, and it gets loud in here. So I hope this goes the longest it possibly can so we can have the most exciting finish. But one of the ways that both of these teams can guarantee that they get to a finish and perform at their best is by following Doc's keys to the game in Valorant. And that's to flank effectively, spend and peek wisely, count cards and call abilities, and click heads, of course. It's just that simple. Just click heads. Doc's Keys to the Game brought to us by Esports Tower. Score Pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. So we were talking here. We were moving on to Ascent, and I want to get Baratel's thoughts on this. Just Ascent, certainly a classic map. It's personally my favorite.
I think this map has a lot of ability to highlight skill. Obviously, we can see that these two teams are performing at X level when it comes to the gun game, but the strategy really kind of follows suit. We saw mid be dabbled with 1v1s. That's a huge alley for opportunity for either team to either break or stronghold the entire map. So we'll have to see whether or not that's going to be the pick. As we talk about picks, not seeing anything different. What I would like to see is Yoru. I'm a bit biased.
You're not going to see Yoru.
We're not going to see Yoru, but I would like to.
I do want to say we do see the Chamber pick being brought in. You were talking, Fish, on Haven. Not too many spots for Chamber, but on Ascent, it's a different story. You've got just such a wide open mid area.
Yeah, and I mean, you see Delete on the Jet. If he'll hover it for the next 30 seconds or if he'll lock it in will be the question, but I'm assuming he's going to stick on it. So, of course, we saw his insane pop-up play with the Sage. You can expect Delete to be on the op at some point in this game if it goes the Barracuda's way. Meanwhile, you've got Kinetic on the Jet. Would not be shocked if he's going to pick up an op here as well. So that'll be a fun little battle. I think the Chamber, as you pointed out, Jim, does have a little bit more openings.
Choose your
Sova
agent.
for the Vipers is a very interesting one, especially on Ascent. There's so many angles, especially in that B elbow, where you can just pick up an Odin and spray people down. Very, very curious to see how they'll kind of handle that as Delete wants us to sit here for 30 seconds. The Jet will get locked in, and we're ready to go.
Both teams going for a double initiator comp here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that initiator comp fits what the Vipers want to do. They want to look for flanks. They want to be the ones to make first contact. But again, as we said, I talked to the coach. Chobo said, the Barracudas need to be the aggressors, so that makes sense there as well. And I do like Prestige back on the sky. I mean, it was a menace on the sky, I think, early spring of this year, and has some absolutely insane sky plays, especially on Ascent. I remember him and his team having some crazy, like, 13-1 games on Ascent, so I love to see he's back on this pick. But, again, the Vipers picked this map. No team that's picked the map has won yet, but no team up on the stage has lost either.
I'm expecting a lot more ops on this map than we saw.
Yeah, Delete and Kinetic are going to pick up ops. If one of them starts rolling, I would not be shocked if we get like a round 4, round 3 op. If you can really get a bunch of kills, I would not be shocked if either of them lean in that direction just to start to get the momentum going for the team. I hope we get to see it on Kinetic. I want to see like just an absolute pop-off and the Vipers start to have that momentum, because of course Fangsy's going to have his own version of the op, so Delete doesn't have to be as forced. So I'm hoping we get like a round 4 op from Kinetic. Hard save until you can get it.
Have some initial peeks onto mid while Delete arms that dash. Ready for someone to come through. It's going to pick up one and easy to go away. Starting things off right.
Just a great job, as you said, primes the dash. Kinetic going to try and do the same thing maybe, but he'll just end up picking out. He did take a little bit of damage as well from that great shooting by Delete, and I think that's going to be, it's going to be a reset here for the Vipers.
Puts you at a disadvantage, burns your ability. Feels bad moment, but you got to play on. Now at this point, they're going to regroup together. And like they're probably going to push through A right now. The key thing is that only Sova is watching over mid. He's not even doing that right now, so it's wide open for them to move forward.
And mid a little bit harder to hold down in these early pistol rounds. You don't really have the greatest range on your guns, though.
So
this is going to be a very tough. I mean, and they know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're just going to throw out the dog, immediately just force him to retreat there. If they just conga lined into that, that would not have been. That would have just been disaster there. They are able to take out Mini, make their way onto the point. It is still tied 4-4.
Spike planted.
They're going to get the spike and set up their post plant. And already you see, oh no, okay, sorry. I thought Kinetic was already up on Heaven, but no, they're both down. They're both down below it, just waiting for someone to drop down. Knife is going to be thrown out onto point, going to be answered back by another knife. Teams aren't quite moving in. They're just going to wait. And no one's fighting for the floor either. Fangsy moves down, just hops on top of the generator, actually. Now Prestige is able to take out Atlas. Reskin is going to exchange some shots with Prestige. Actually hidden and is able to take him out. Prestige gets a triple, and that's going to be the first win for the Vipers.
That's just a great job by the Vipers. After that B push went awry after a great play from Delete, they immediately regrouped. And following the dog in through Garden was really what kind of opened this one up, because usually you just want to send the dog out, maybe you'll get a concuss, and then you push. But by using the dog almost as bait, they had a pick. Hidden had a pick. Do I shoot the dog? Do I shoot them? And that kind of opened up this whole site for them.
That's always the tough part in Valorant is you can't aim between people and have both targets be hit. You have to choose one or the other.
Nice knife here by Hidden.
Oh my goodness, that's
he didn't jump. That was a headshot from Kinetic.
Already bringing out the Marshal here.
We haven't seen many Marshals. Usually, sometimes in past Rumbles, these ET kids are all over the Marshal just trying to headshot each other. But this time, first one we've seen all Grand Finals long, and a fantastic job there. Again, if Hidden doesn't jump peek that, he's dead. And right now at 21 HP, he's still not in the best position.
It's right now keeping an eye on B, but it's not quite going to work out for him. Yeah, it's just going to move with the other team over to A. Well, they are moving very slowly here. It's going to be Mini who mainly has the sightline over them.
Kinetic.
Yeah, just checking that angle.
Peek with the Marshal.
Wow, Delete has been so patient right here. This is not going to move across mid for right now. Might actually catch Delete out. We'll have to see. Right now, Reskin and Kinetic devoting that Marshal to use, and it's not really going to matter at this point what happens in mid, as everything is planned down on A. Just 2 left, and that Hawk is just going to send Atlas running for cover.
Ooh,
I like this angle.
Yeah, he gets great height advantage. I don't think Atlas is going to expect him up here. Gotta come with something. Oh, nice job, Fangsy does spot it. Oh, there's a double peek him. That's a great double peek from the Barracudas. That's exactly how you got to play that situation.
He has his dart. Also, he's going to throw this out. The Hawk is going to blind them, though. Blitz is able to pick up a double and end it right there.
That's a great blind for Prestige Includes, who's just been hanging on the backside of this push the entire time. Finds his way up into heaven and just gets a great double kill.
Yeah, you know they're already pressured for time. They have to defuse the spike right now, so just delay him with the blind. Make the timer work in your favor, and there you go. But now's the time when things really happen, because everyone's supposed to have their full buys. I think I saw a ghost there. Yeah. Still holding on to a ghost here. It's been really unusual purchases this match.
The big thing is I think Kinetic decided to upgrade instead of just using the Marshall in the bonus round. So that, of course, is going to take some cash away from somebody. Maybe Klid's is saving for an early op, actually. I bet you that's the play. But we'll talk about that in a second here. They flip the script. They go right on to B, and they're going to take just straight control of this fight.
Immediately just moving on there. Let's throwing out a bit of a blind there. He's going to head back into Boathouse. Meanwhile, all the Barracudas rotating up mid-market here. This is going to be a tough... I mean, already the Vipers have such pressure onto that doorway through mid-market that it might be hard to push through. But there they go. They make their move. They're actually setting back a little farther, waiting for them to go on to B itself.
Kinetic gets one before his life gets traded out for, but again, time is against them. Ooh, Kinetic picks up the gun and gets one. Jaguar with the Guardian gets a nice headshot on to delete. 2 on 3, and
they don't have time.
Yeah, they don't have enough time on the spike. Maybe get an exit frag. And they don't have to buy next round because they get the Vandals and Phantoms that got dropped by the Barracudas trying to spray.
They're actually setting back.
I want to keep an eye on Kinetic's inventory here, though, as the Vipers 3-0 up on stage. What a team play for Klids, though, if this is the hard op save by your teammate.
I thought for sure it was done there. I thought that reload animation.
I did, too. That was a great headshot. Great centering, honestly, to be able to have that crosshair ready. All right, where are you at, Kinetic?
Right there. No, still doesn't have.
Wow. Wonder what Klids was saving for. Even that 4,400, that almost felt like an op play.
It's only going to stop the dart there. Taking a very risky peek right down mid. Atlas isn't even going to peek out. Just gives a little bit of a peek there, but overall, Delete is able to take out Klids with the Sheriff.
Finally some... Oh, and now look what that opens up for Delete on the backside through spawn.
Turret down.
Also, look at all the damage that Kinetic took is going to force the heal out from Sky.
Dog does come out. Dog traded for the Al drone. No blind. With the flash, as Jaguar does pick up one. Then going to trade right back, and I think Delete, unfortunately, was a little bit too slow, so Reskian is going to get... Oh, he gets killed mid-plant.
Down A.
Now it's still a very awkward situation for the Vipers. Delete's here, and he does go down, but Fangsy's going to finish him off.
Now we've got the match on our hands I was waiting for.
Yeah, they're back.
Interesting, we saw, was that an Omen? Oten laying down there?
Maybe that's what Klids was saving for. But the Vipers have enough to go for a full rebuy, it looks like.
It's kind of an interesting pick there, because normally if we see an Odin on Ascent, then it's the defender holding on B.
Yeah, maybe thought he could try and spray up onto Heaven.
I mean, I'm all for it. Any opportunity to see the Ares or Odin,
What lineup do you have here?
Get out of my way!
Apparently not one that's going to do too much right now.
Kinetic is going to rip the knives.
I mean, look out here for this KO here on Dogwalk right now. Might be able to... Oh, I think he just clips Kinetic a little bit and he's going to get some ship damage. As we're raiding right now. Everyone's still holding out kind of right in B lobby.
No real attack yet from the Vipers.
They're going to throw out the dog. Just see how mid-market is. See if they want to push that. Probably going to... They should see the Sova.
Yeah, I'm almost positive they saw the Sova. Kinetic going to go high with the knives. They do get the blind. Oh, barely. Oh, Kinetic can't quite finish him off with the knives, though.
He doesn't have anything after that, so now it's just down to a classic and 30 health. Meanwhile, Hidden picking up Clids, traded back by Prestige, down to 4-4. They make the decision to rotate over to A, but Mini's waiting on A and is going to take out Reskin right there. Turns over to the right, but doesn't realize they're still behind Generator. They're going to take him out, and I like the Seekers as well as they planned.
Yeah, that's going to be great information. They're going to know a couple trending over towards Heaven. They'll keep their eyes on Delete through Garden, potentially.
Meanwhile, as the timer ticks down, Barracudas have to make their move here. They're actually going to bait out the defuse. Oh man, okay, now the swarm grenades go out and they're able to barely win that. They're going to have enough time. Woo!
Great job, barely 29 HP. I think they were able to shoot one of the swarm grenades on the spike. Barracudas win, and it's 3-2 now.
All right, it's always, we're talking about Fish as the first time out starts here. What we were kind of most nervous about was in game threes, or if it goes to the last game, sometimes it tends to be a stomp here, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen, thankfully.
Yeah, this has been, so far, early close rounds here. And again, I like this timeout here by the Vipers. Figuring out what they want to do, because their econ is about to become seriously indebted here after this round. So I think they're probably going to discuss how
You're just like the accountant this round. I mean, you know, you're ruining everyone's day by saying, hey, you're real in debt here. Your econ's not too good. But what's Baratel think right now?
What am I thinking? What a great question, Jem. I think this is awesome. No, but for real, when it comes down to it, I think that these different comps, the Jet offering the Vipers a huge opportunity for momentum and momentum control, synonymous with the Neon, but maybe a little bit safer. We saw them pop off with the Marshall. I wonder how long it's going to take, how many rounds until they consider getting an operator, watching these long angles through mid, making sure no one can peek through cat, or maybe making sure that Heaven's clear on A side. That's a huge amount of opportunity. I think that maybe Viper is pigeonholing themselves by going towards A and kind of forcing it, at least through A main. We haven't seen many tree room plays. We haven't seen any plays through pizza and mid. So a lot of opportunity, a lot of wiggle room. Just needs to see some adjustments.
We're going to head into round 6 now. Vipers lead by just 1. Immediately that Omen throws out the smoke onto mid. It doesn't even look like they're interested in peeking that right now. They're just going all for A.
Yeah, I mean, back-to-back round wins for the Vipers. I mean, you have to start assuming, okay, is there an op? Is there something scary in mid that we don't want to deal with? Is Hidden got a great knife, but he checked the Omen smoke, unfortunately. Mini can't win up in Heaven either. Now this is a free sight, and now it's up to the retake here for the Barracudas.
Liz has the opportunity to plant below Heaven, but is actually just going to hop up right there. Certainly has enough time for it. Fancy is going to try to get a wall bang. Suspects someone's the top of Generator. He would be right, but he doesn't get any chip damage. Meanwhile, the alarm bot is triggered and swarm grenade goes out. Barracudas still haven't picked up any sort of pick that would make me think that they can defuse this. And with that, Atlas, he's got an Odin and a Dream.
Well, the lead's going to help him out.
Oh my goodness.
He's going to pick up one more. All of a sudden, it's a 2v2, though. Both members of the Barracudas are incredibly low health. The lead will be the first one to fall. It's all up to Atlas with this Odin. And yeah, this is the right call just to make a save play.
That's not a long-range gun, so don't try to force something that just can't happen.
Didn't even look for the exit frag. Just simply wanted to get out, save that Odin. That's a huge investment as well, so you don't just want to throw it away after one round. All right, the Vipers coming off the timeout make a great play. Really a couple of great shooting plays. The fact that Mini couldn't quite win that 1v1 up on Heaven is what turned things around, and Hidden unfortunately checked right as the Omen smoke came down. So I think he got a 4-man knife, and that's what he was looking for, but he did not expect the Omen smoke.
All right, heading into round 7 now. Vipers opening up a little bit more of a lead, but we see Barracudas desperately want to get this round back, as evidenced by them already bringing out the tour de force.
Yeah, just like we saw with Jet, great guns, great ult to kind of basically save everything, pop the ult, not have to worry about money investment.
While they're thinking about mid, Flash is going to blind some of them. Throws it out of the smoke, but they fire through the smoke. Reskin is going to get the first pick onto Delete here as they move forward. Okay, we hear the Odin just kind of spraying out there from spawn, but it's not doing too much.
And ton of damage there. Taken out by the force.
Oh my goodness!
Another one.
Spike down B.
That's spiked down.
I mean, sure, just wait.
Does get taken out. Bangsy, good challenge Prestige. Resident's going to get him, and now it's a 2-on-2. But
the good thing is that the Odin's already on site, though, and can just watch over the spike.
Oh,
okay.
30 seconds left.
Mini was trying to bait him out. No blind for Prestige.
Now all the util gone for that guy. Oh, he's able to catch the KO.
It's a huge flank. He's going to challenge him. He gets the kill. The Vipers claim another round. 5-2 here in Game 3 of the Grand Finals.
Now there's the thing where they spent so many resources there trying to get that win to make it 3-4. Now that it's 2-5. Really going to be the do or die moment for the Barracudas here.
The thing about the Barracudas is they do have 2 agents who can pop ults to make up for low economy. And I expect that's going to be exactly what happens here.
Oh my goodness, it's just a it's an intense rush through Fish Market.
He does not want to jump peek that.
You should run.
Look at that throw down. Blast spot necessarily for the Killjoy. Hoping to clear out all of B. There's still that corner in Boathouse there, which is looks like where the Barracuda is going to take refuge. And is waiting with the knives as well. He's able to get him, but not able to turn around fast, so it's going to trade 1-to-1. Klids also takes out Fantasy. So now it's just 3 left for the Barracudas. Enough time for the Vipers to plan.
Got 2 in mid-market here for the Barracudas. You've got Hidden. Got to live up to Doc's keys here, but of course you are on a timer at this point. Right now the Barracudas really just haven't shown too much interest in trying to push. I think they understand how well fortified this side is for the Vipers. Yeah, they're gonna look for exit frags, I think.
That's really
they have
something.
No interest in this. They're saying we just want to get picks as you're running away.
How well is it gonna work? They are able to get 1-and-1 with the Marshal as well. And they keep Jaguar.
Vipers all die.
That is the example of making lemonade out of lemons right there.
Still, the Vipers still get the round, so you got to make something off of this. I mean, from the start, the Barracudas really just had no interest in trying to take this site. They realized in a 4v3 with the Killjoy, with Prestige on the sky, they're just not going to have ways to get in, but
that is probably the best you can feel about a loss, though. I'll say that.
Yeah, the fact you
that's
get the
best round loss I've ever seen.
And now you get to invest all of this cash. And again, if you win here, despite the Vipers winning the last 3 rounds,
get out of my
their
way.
econ is not going to be great because they did all just die. You do hear the knife pop for Kinetic.
He's not really going to have anyone to use them on. He's way over on B, but Mini being the hero right now, taking out Kinetic, and Jaguar is going to be caught behind Generator, though, and going to be taken down. So now it is 3-3. Atlas finds himself up in heaven. He's going to use Hunter's Fury right now. Answer blast to get some chip damage on one. They have to teleport away. That's going to be the it for the damage.
Hidden got a great pick from the backside of A.
Gives the ping around Generator, telling Hidden, hey, there's someone back there. They're trying to pinch in. Reskin from all angles. The Prestige is waiting down there below heaven. They take him out, and that's going to be the round taken for Barracudas.
Yeah, that was a fantastic flank from Hidden there, and a really great Hunter's Fury to kind of buy them some time. Predicted right where they were going to plant, and that bought time for Hidden to make his long flank down through spawn. Really good play there by the Barracudas.
As we're ready to head into round 10 here, Barracudas still have a long way to go, but good news for them is it looks like they have forced out a bit of an eco round here for the Vipers. You only see a Ghost here being held on by Jaguar. So yeah, this is either going to be a spectacular thrifty win for the Vipers, or they're going to bring it just within 2 rounds again.
And that was kind of, this is the consequence of the Vipers winning that round but losing every player, as their econ took a ginormous hit.
We always talk about winning the battle but losing the war, and this probably why the Barracudas were just focusing purely on exit frags here.
Now that they know they have the advantage.
Problem is they're looking the wrong way as they move through mid-market.
No charges.
Kinetic does get a kill, is able to pick up the Vandal. Onto the player he took out with the Sheriff, and definitely even up
down B.
the gun advantage, but unfortunately they lose the Spike.
Overall, the gun advantage is still working out for the Barracudas. Well, not if you fire like that.
1 enemy remaining.
1v3 here, and unfortunately Cliz can't get it done, and the Barracudas starting to find their way back into this.
Now it's going to be able to be a full purchase for the Vipers, so now we're going to see if the tide truly turns here if Barracudas win another one.
Barracudas might be able to kind of snowball this into a 6-6 half. Because of course the Vipers, even though it will be the last round, aren't going to have that much cash to spend, so.
And still no off spot.
Yeah, he seems to have been playing it very safe. The op is a lot of cash invested, and neither Delete or Kinetic have had the pop-off moments to be able to afford an op. I want to see how early Prestige is going to rip these Seekers, though. That's going to say what the Vipers' plan is. Is it a pre-plant Seekers to kind of get information? Is it going to try and take a site somewhere through mid and then go from there?
Hidden is holding down.
Enemy mark. I've got your trail.
Oh, there goes the Seekers right there. Oh, the KO isn't even able to get the ultimate.
Jaguar. What a flick on the mini.
Heal up, squad.
Gonna be using the heal, but wow, it's healing. Delete takes him out, and it's gonna get another.
Spike down A.
Doc's keys to the game. We talked about it playing efficiently, but now
Kinetic
it's a 1v3.
gets 3. Force them to dash out, and there you go.
Get the spike down. Here we go. Last round before the swap. Last time it was 8-4.
Now we might see an op. If there's any time to buy it where there's going to be no consequence for investing that much, it's now.
Yeah, that's the only time we saw an op last game was on that round before the swap. It's only the Vipers who have enough cash for it. And, I mean, they really haven't bought too many ops. We'll have to see, but...
Oh, yep, there it is.
There's one.
He's going to be taking a very aggressive peek out on it, too. It might just pay off. Let's look at the right moment. It's too busy focusing on the off angle. Might not notice. Okay, now sees him. There you go. Zach.
That's what the Barracudas need if they want to get back in this game. They need to put Delete on the op.
Despite that initial pick there, it seems like the Vipers are still pretty committed toward A. Might be able to catch this K. Oh, no, nope, they're not going to be able. It was smoked off.
Maybe tried to Delete. Didn't think they'd stick around. Still not 100% convinced of that.
I mean, Klitz is, oh my goodness, as soon as the smoke wears off, it's putting him in danger of that op. We hear it firing, but he is not going to go down in mid. Meanwhile, the call has been made to rotate over toward B for the Barracudas. Klitz is taken out by Hidden. Now it has evened it out to 4-4. If anything, wow, you see in Barracudas, their Jet actually took more damage on that engagement.
Yeah, the Jet took a ton of damage in mid. As Mini does pick up a kill. Fortunately.
We just have the Omen teleports hanging around awkwardly.
Omen teleport actually used really efficiently here by the Vipers. Kinetic's able to get a kill here. Spike's be playing. We got another Viper teleport come out.
10 seconds
the Barracudas to be put in a very good spot. Delete. This is going to be a very tough play for Delete with 31 HP with the op.
Oh, and just sees a whole bunch of smoke right there. Has to wait for it to wear off. Kinetic could still pull out the knives at any moment here. Sway, yeah, he knows someone is back there. Wow, he just clicks away at the wrong moment.
Get a ping onto Kinetic. Does pick up the kill though onto Delete. He only has 2 HP though. Oh, can't find the kill onto Mini, so it's a 2v2.
Oh, doesn't have the time.
1v1. And Prestige picks it up, as you said. Didn't have the time though, regardless. But it's 8-4 at the half for the Vipers. Looking to pull it off here in game 3. Playing the grand finals.
I guess the ultimate question here is what side were the Barracudas, were they expecting to be more comfortable on? Were they already expecting to not be comfortable going on defense here and be more comfortable on attack? Or if it's the other way around, then the Vipers are looking really good.
Well, Barracudas did get side choices. This wasn't their map, so I think they definitely wanted to be the team that's attacking last here. So they clearly have to have a strategy of some kind.
That works.
They're not going to have too much of an error margin here, but it's still within the realm of possibility. This is going to 2 knives thrown out right towards A. Bunch are going to be suppressed, and he's going to know everyone's there.
That's a great 4-man knife. Oh, look at the lead already. 6 on the map here. Oh.
Bunch of fighting going on in mid right now. Delete is taking a whole lot of damage, but might have their eyes on that old orb. It is still smoked off, A.
Twins has a great side up here on Heaven. As soon as this smoke falls.
He actually has the knife just right back charging. Both of them do. Not that it's going to make too much of a difference because a lot of women. Actually, if he's able to knife Delete here, which he is, that means Delete's much more trouble pushing through, and they're just able to delay more.
Surprised we haven't seen a rotation yet for the Barracudas. They tried it, but instead they just dash right on site.
Ooh, I like that line.
Clids didn't. Oh, he's got to reload, and unfortunately does go down, but not before the Vipers get 2.
30 seconds left.
They would love to win around here. There's this awkward smoke here in Delete with not too much health, but is able to at least take one there. But a dash over from Kinetic is stopped by Hidden, and there goes the shorty to finish it off.
Vipers 4 rounds away now.
Start that shit here, mate.
Oh boy. Now it's really getting hairy for the Barracudas.
Yeah, the Barracudas are going to have to find some way to get aggressive.
Yeah, no. I agree with that.
That's a really good call. I mean, you're on map 3. You're down 9-4. I think it's a really good timeout.
And one of the things that I've got to be thinking that plays into the mentality here is that with the way it's been over the past 4 days, Rocket League has a tournament every day. Overwatch has 2 tournaments, so if you lose the grand finals in those 2 other games there, at least you know you can have the chance, oh, we'll have a championship we're having.
Yeah, I mean, this has been all building up to this for these Valorant kids. So yeah, I'm curious. I mean, you got to wonder what the Barracudas are like. They were fully confident after game 1, but unfortunately, last couple maps have just gone the Vipers' way. And I mean, again, this was the Vipers' map choice, and they're playing it like that. So I'd love to be a fly on that wall in that room over there and see what the Barracudas team plan is going to be coming out of this timeout.
I mean, I guess we can ask Barratel, what would your advice be if you're talking to the Barracudas? Because they got to win so many rounds now.
I really do think that they made a really good attempt at mixing things up. When it comes down to this map in particular, when it comes down to these 2 teams, it's AR v AR. We saw some cheeky shotgun stuff play map 1 that ended up working out somewhat well. We've seen 2 operators, maybe 3 at the most, this entire series. More operators for picking off things in the mid lane. Get yourself in the middle of the map and open up from there.
It's certainly an all-in strategy with all the credits you have to spend to get it, but it might be, time for the Barracudas to try something that risky. Kinetic is going for the miniature op. It has some Marshall in his hands, which, since they're in such a big lead right now, wouldn't be surprised if it has a little room to spend those credits.
It's going to be hard for Delete to save up to the op. Through the smoke, just keeps spraying. That's a great pick. He just saw Fangsy before the smoke went down. Redskin's going to get a pick onto Delete as well. They will get the spike down here. So they do have to force a retake from the Vipers.
Oh, and the blind is going to hit the Barracudas. There's only 1 left. They take him out, a flawless. And right after you have your time out to try to turn things around. That's really got to sting.
That's a huge blow coming out of a timeout to get flawless. I mean, you do get a buy this round. You are going to have the advantage over the Vipers here, who are just going to be in the bonus. All right, I'm
definitely hearing a lot of excitement from a lot of the other players.
Oh yeah, everybody's excited here. It's a huge round for the Barracudas. I mean, if you lose this, I mean, yeah. You know, after you lose the pistol round, flawless is never what you want, but you were not favored at all in that last round. But if you lose this to a Marshall and some Spectres.
Delete is taking a very risky peek here. Up through here and just gets bailed out by that smoke. Almost gets flanked there.
Delete has had a lot of aggressive angles. Sometimes he's just been a little bit too behind the play. If he's just like a hair faster, he'd get an absolute huge pop-off moment. So he's going to get a nice smoke from the Omen.
Just moving right across that smoke. This Killjoy has so much utility set up here, right outside the doorway. Gonna detect and throw out those booby traps, and Jaguar already taken out two. B. Spike's gonna be down in B, but Delete takes him by surprise and makes it 3-3 again. It's still within the round possibility, and Delete is coming through right now. Jaguar is down to half health, and but he looks okay. Fanseed is able to take out Jaguar, so Delete can focus on the point.
Stage now in a 1v3. The dog went out. I don't think he saw anyone with the dogs. Now, if he can get a kill off-site, he is gonna have the Seekers up. So if he can find one pick, then he can rip the Seekers. You can find out where they exactly are. Well, there's that. There's the Seekers.
Oh my goodness.
Great blind on the Fangsy.
I don't know. I wasn't too fond of that moonwalk strategy there, but whatever. It's just gonna try to jump peek right here out from Boathouse. Force the last Hawk out. Now that Hawk has gone Prestige, might be able to actually do this. Win a 3v1. Are you kidding me?
Oh, he's got to peek Fangsy. Can't quite do it though. Just guessed wrong. Barracudas hold on.
Yeah, but oh man, they're just barely holding on right now. Actually, looks like we might have a tech issue right now. So kind of a de facto timeout, if you will.
It does look like we have had a bit of a tech pause here. So close. So close. I mean, if, again, you're in a 50-50, you've got to guess which way he's going to go. Had the health advantage, but a great peek by Fangsy. The Barracudas stay alive.
Yep, and now you can kind of see playing out behind us is what we saw. We're getting some more people crowding into the arena as the night goes on.
Yep.
And if this match, if the Barracudas are able to keep this going, they could have a very big cheering section.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see how the map is going to go here, and I'll be curious to see. I think the Barracudas still got a long way to go, though. That's just one round, and it was still very, very close.
Right. Barratel, are you seeing any difference in that Barracudas win that makes you see some hope for them?
Yeah, definitely. It's completely noticeable. These two teams are suffering from the longevity of going through the gauntlet. They're getting fatigued. They're making more risky plays, whether or not out of desperation or just pure courage. But then the responses are either right there, spot on, or sloppy because of the fatigue. This is a tournament, first time in person. These kind of events, they do have a mental and emotional toll on a player, especially when it's going back and forth like this series has been so far. So, I mean, it's going to show the true grit of whatever team pulls out ahead. So far right now, it's the Vipers, but there's still a lot of promise to show through the Barracudas.
Yeah. I mean, Fish, you definitely saw in both Rocket League and Overwatch a little bit earlier in this event. We have seen players get fatigued and burn out, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I mean, I think once you're up on that stage, though, I think you just have that extra burst of energy. And, of course, with the tech pause, you can grab some water, you can grab some sugar, whatever you need. So I don't think these kids are going to be too boomed. I think Valorant suffers a little bit that we couldn't go best of 5, and that's when you would really see the fatigue come in, but it's just such a long game. So
yeah,
I think these players are going to be ready to go. I mean, it is interesting, you know, whatever that technical issue is, depending on how long it takes, that's where you might see the fatigue come in. Because right now you're running on adrenaline for both these teams. But if this is a 10, 15-minute pause, that's when you can start to have you're just going to be so drained, and the game was basically the only thing keeping you going. So I'm curious to see if this pause does happen to drag on, what will happen.
I mean, I will say that the clock has just ticked over to 3 hours since we started broadcasting, so you got to be starting to feel some of that building up right now. But it might be even more time, as we are not quite sure how long this tech pause is going to go on here. So I think we're going to take a break and get everything straightened out. But Barracudas might have some life in them. They did win that last round. We'll see if they can even things up right after this.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. You're currently joining us for Esports Valorant Rumble, and we have such a close match between our final two teams, which are the Vipers and Barracudas. I'm stereo host Jacob Jem Palmer, joined by Jared Baratel Castiglione and Michael Fish Fisher to call all of the action for you. And you know, Fish, I was saying earlier, if this round goes long enough, we'll start to see the other players start to cycle into the arena, and we have seen that now. So the full undivided attention is going to be going on to the Vipers and Barracudas to close out this event and see who is going to walk away the Valorant championship.
Yeah, and, you know, as we talked about before the break, I mean, this issue did kind of drag on long. So, I mean, how can the players respond, right? This first round out of the break is going to be very telling, I think, especially if one team kind of rolls. That's just going to tell you that the other team just – they ran out of energy. The adrenaline was carrying them. It's been a long, long night, but we're ready. We're hopping back in. It's 10-6 Vipers, game 3 on Ascent.
That's 10-5 actually, worse for the Barracudas.
Yeah, the Barracudas.
They got 3 strikes. It's like they're playing baseball. 3 strikes here.
And let's just say, Kinetic, I see you. I see that on my screen. Here we go.
All right, here we go. We're going to start out this match with him going through Fish Market right here. Toledo's going to go right. Oh, my goodness! Oh, are you kidding me? The Guardian is going to wallbang them through. He predicted that beautifully.
Predicted the alt orb perfectly, and now the Barracudas are split up. Where are they going to reconvene is going to be the question. And don't forget, Kinetic, he's got an op. That mid is going to be a very scary push here. Uh-oh. Number 6 on that mini map here.
Could be a slow motion disaster right now. Just going to have to see. They do still have their smokers, so they can block that off. That's indeed what they're going to do. Yep, so that they can move over towards A, which it looks like both teams are getting wise to. Kinetic moving back to take the sideline through Garden.
Yeah, you got to make sure you have to have a smoke for this too. But they don't. Oh, he missed. Another chance. There it is.
Hits him in the tootsies, and that's going to be enough. Oh, wow, they get a flawless.
I don't want to be that guy, but you come out of a long pause and it's flawless.
I know.
Barracudas have got to have something. I mean, they have their other timeout, but I don't know if they've blown it this half or not.
Right.
Because if they have, I don't know what you do at this point. He misses the first shot, but he's not going to miss twice. Hidden had the ult, but unfortunately, no one.
And then just an avalanche from there on out. Yeah, you've got the Vipers with an op now that you know about.
Get out of my way.
And you have to wonder about that old orb at the very beginning. Was it really worth creating that big of a disadvantage for yourself? The lead is going to be using the knives here, and they're going to aggressively be moving up mid-market here. Might be an opportunity for them here. Is going to exchange with Jaguar, but only get some chip damage. Move right through. That's a risky play. It actually works out. And he's going to refill on the knives as well. Going to be able to close the door here. And take something. Oh, he missed it. He missed it. What a play. Kinetic brings out his own knives on him and just right-clicks them.
Absolutely insane turn. It's still a 2v2 after all of that.
I know. It seems insane. It all seems wrong for it to still go on.
When the spike goes down, this isn't a very easy retake for the Vipers unless Kinetic's going to give up this off. There's plenty of guns around, but I am going to be curious if he wants to keep it or if he's going to try and switch over to a Phantom or a Vandal that he can find on the ground, because retaking a close site like this with an op is not very easy. We'll hear in a second here. No, he did drop out. That's the right call.
Hawk goes out, not going to find anyone. Crazy down below heaven is able to take him out and keep things going for the Barracudas.
Other bonus to that is you don't hand the op over to the Barracudas. That'll just get lost.
Speaking of ops, that tour de force still waiting in the wings.
Probably going to be... You can't really use it as a save because the next time you lose, you're saving on match point. So I think it'll be a hold until your eco's maybe good enough to use it, because you don't want to be on match point with a pistol. And that was just a great smoke by the Omen. We've talked about teams using their smokes to make sure they use it to their own advantage. And that was a great job there by the Barracudas, but they still got a long way to go. Still 5 rounds down here.
Kinetic right now holding kind of a risky line. It's actually going to be hiding out in the smoke on B. Atlas, if you only knew.
If this is his own smoke, it's going to be up to his teammates that let him know when that smoke's going to fade. Otherwise, he'll just be a sitting duck. If it does fade, and Hidden gets a great turn on him.
Now with the slight advantage, they move out. Jet has to move back to make sure that they aren't blinded themselves. Going to be throwing out the smoke onto Heaven as they move through Garden. A little bit of damage thrown out by Prestige, but Mini is able to take him out, followed by Atlas. It is now 5-2 with just the Vipers remaining. And Jaguar in a very awkward position, having to go through Heaven here. But he is able to take out the lead onto Generator with the wall bang.
Jaguar's had a couple of those.
But it's still, the Barracudas did a good job with the post plant last time. So if last round is anything to go by, that's a risky alarm bot, but the smoke wears out at that point, and Hidden takes him out, only leaving Rezkin, who's in such an awkward position.
He's just going to save.
Yep.
Maybe, no, I thought maybe he'd go for an aggressive play through guard, look for his exit frag through there.
Yeah, he might be, actually the chamber might catch on.
Ooh, we might get a mid battle here. No, Riskins is going to play this really safe.
He's just going to fire through. Yeah, play extremely safe.
Him and Fangsy.
Oh, Fangsy gets him!
Well, I was going to say, I want to see this 1v1 after map 2.
Actually, how crucial is that right now? Because we need to see what the Vipers buy, or if they can buy anything. No, they're going for the save. Oh my goodness, that actually was a very consequential frag. Able to take everything away from them.
Half buy. A half buy. He's got a couple of Spectres.
Oh boy, it is getting more exciting as the night goes on. And Delete starting things out with an op.
Yeah, Delete was ready this time. First time he's had one on this map. Prestige does get one. It is traded out. There's the Seekers available.
Blinding.
Nice concuss on the dog. I don't know if anyone can challenge Mini in time though. Jaguar, he got some good damage at least. Alice is only 34.
Ghost versus Vandals, that's a respectable performance there.
He's gonna throw those
Oh my
Seekers.
goodness, that's interesting on the Seekers. I don't know if that should have been used.
Unfortunately, as he popped it, Rezkin went down. I mean, you were in a 2v3. No Atlas is hit to 34. Oh. Jaguars going to call a timeout. That's a good call there.
Barracudas have won 3 rounds in a row, so now all of a sudden they've got to be feeling charged.
3 rounds in a row. You've got the lead on the up. I mean, we already saw what he could do today with that absolutely insane play on map 2. So we're going to talk it out. Chobo up there, the coach, coming up with a plan. How do you win 2 more rounds? Meanwhile, after that, coming out, you get flawless out of a tech pause. I thought this was over, honestly. I thought the Barracudas were just going to wilt, but that is insane resiliency to come back. At least for now. Keep it alive.
Were you expecting it to turn out this way, Baratel?
No.
Well, thank you. That's Baratel, everybody. Thank you so much.
Not at all. Everyone's getting amped up. The 2 teams are amped up. What I need more than anything is the audience to make some noise!
And you're denied.
I tried.
You tried. You know what? You tried.
You're not.
Let's give it up for Esports Tower!
I don't know if they can fully hear you.
No. I guess not. Can I get a whoop for Esports Tower?
Okay.
All right.
You got 2 there. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's just best to let the gameplay speak for itself at this point.
100% agree. I mean, as hype as Baratel is, it's not as hype as the turn right-click knife.
We're going to have to see.
Or delete with the op.
I mean, look at Hidden. Also is only 1 away from his ultimate, too. Actually, first ultimate is going to be used, and Hidden just sprays with the Odin right there. Now the Vipers are going to find themselves at a disadvantage again.
Fantastic use of the Odin here by Hidden.
That's a risky sideline to be taken with an Odin.
Shutting them down.
I don't think there's...
They're suppressed.
Oh,
he's going to challenge you on dog walk. So he's still waiting. I don't think the Vipers get anywhere near that aggressive.
The Barracudas are still keeping their options open here. Despite getting the initial pick on B, they're moving forward here, and that's such a long range to be using the Odin at. Oh, Kinetic peeks out. Yep, at that range. Oh, not going to work.
Still 3 ults up for the Barracudas, though. Probably a saving Hunter's Fury for that Killjoy ult.
Connect a few fires through the smoke.
30
Isn't going to find
left.
anyone now. Now it's 30 seconds. Barracuda's going to have to make a decision. Huge play by Clids.
Still got the op, though. That can change this whole game.
It's a question now of if they even... I don't think they even... Do they realize it's just that open for them?
I mean, it doesn't matter if they realize. That's a heck of a KO lineup. My gosh. From A to B.
Just barely getting the plant.
All right, where Delete even dropped the op.
Oh.
It's all up to the Sova. And he goes down. Vipers are on match point.
And they're trying to decide who they want to give that ultimate point to. I mean, Reskin's one away, but it's not the most impactful ultimate to give to the Omen, so they're going to give it over to Kinetic, make him have the knives for the last round.
Yeah, that's a great call. I mean, you're going to have a tour de force up as well. I mean, this is going to be huge. I'm curious how much the Barracudas are going to have. I mean, you have to remember, Delete invested in an op, Kinetic invested in an op. I don't know how much cash Delete is going to have left.
We are at match point right now.
Full buys from everybody. That's what you want to see.
Barracudas. It looks like, I'm thinking they just rushed with the KO ult here. That's what it looks like they're doing.
That's what they're setting up for. They got to be careful. Oh, that's a great jump by Kinetic. I don't know how much you saw.
There it goes. They're going to at least suppress, but Prestige, it doesn't matter if he's suppressed. He's going to pick up one, but Hidden answers that back. It is still 4-4. Now Clids makes it 4-3 as the Barracudas go on toward point here. Very risky push. They're going to try to plant immediately, and they're going to be able to get it. And now they bring out the tour de force as well. See how well this chamber can do. They need to win here.
Where they are. They have no idea all 3 were on site.
And the Killjoy is going to be used right here. That's going to put a lot of pressure, and Hidden is answering the call right now.
Jaguar gets one. Prestige bails him out. It's ultimate. It's a 1v1, and Prestige does it
in the last moment.
Which is Prestige is going to get the defuse. I mean, it doesn't matter if they realize.
And that was probably a hugely consequential Killjoy because it immediately put the pressure back on. Any sort of passive strategy the Barracudas had there, they were going to try to pull off, was instantly negated.
Yeah, especially with the Sova down, right? I mean, you've been holding on to that Hunter's Fury for so long to counter the Killjoy. As soon as Sova goes down, that Killjoy ult cannot be stopped. And as you said, made the Barracudas push forward, and the Vipers win the grand finals. Absolutely fantastic end here to this Valorant Rumble.
But also amazing rally from the Barracudas.
Yeah, I mean, the Barracudas, again, it came down to a 1v1 at the start of this Valorant grand finals. It was the Barracudas who were winning all the 1v1. So ironic that the very last 1v1 goes in Prestige's favor.
All right, so now is the chance that we get to predict the player of the game. And we don't have 2 guesses. We have 3 guesses here. We have Baratel also guessing. I'm going to let you guess first. You have pick of the bunch.
Jaguar.
All right, we have 1 vote for Jaguar. What about you?
You got to go to the guy who gets the last kill of the whole event. I got to give it to Prestige.
All right, I'm gonna pick another to kind of spread it out and go with Kinetic. So we're gonna see. I'm sure any of these players could be named for the player of the game. Yep. We're just gonna have to see what the final word is from production right now before we end this. But again, congratulations to. The Vipers for winning that championship, being the Valorant champions, and player of the game is going to go over to Kinetic.
I feel robbed, but no, Kinetic performed absolutely huge. I mean, really everyone up on that stage had a fantastic moment.
Although this might be Prestige here, or unless Kinetic takes it away, it might still be Prestige.
Might be Prestige.
Yeah, okay. It's actually Prestige. We were faked out here, and it's nice to see a little bit of representation also for the Barracudas as well, because they also played their hearts out.
Yeah, the Barracudas played their absolute hearts out. I mean, this was a fantastic series. Every single map was incredibly close. I mean, even on map 2 where the Barracudas, they tried to get aggressive. They tried to finish off this series. That's exactly what you want to see from them. It didn't quite go their way, but they still had a nice little rally. They didn't fall over once, Econ was messed up. So fantastic effort, but again, congratulations to Prestige on being our Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game tonight.
Brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Prestige is your ICCU player of the game, and that'll wrap it up for the Valorant Rumble. What a dramatic win by the Vipers. Fish, do you have any final thoughts?
I mean, honestly, I'm just totally excited how awesome that game was. I mean, the fact of how close it was so much fun. No, I think it was a great job by the Vipers, but again, clearly there's not much separation between these two teams. I mean, one little thing here or there, and the Barracudas could have easily won this whole event, so it just shows you how close all of these esports tower teams are. But again, congratulations to the Vipers. Came in, I think, as maybe the favorites, and they got the job done.
And do you have any final thoughts, Baratel?
Give me more.
Give me
more of this.
Well,
I want more.
It's lucky for you because Esports Tower is always bringing new content, so you're going to want to stick to the Boise State Twitch page, also the Esports Tower page, also our partners at ESTV do a great job broadcasting our matches. And thank you to all of our partners in Esports Tower for this event. It was certainly a lot of fun tonight, so thank you to the coaches, the players, and everyone who made this possible. And we will leave you with the top 5 plays of the game, brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. That's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you for watching, and enjoy your top 5 plays.
There, though, that would have been a fantastic play. I love the double peek for the Barracuda. It's something I've been hearing the coaches talk a lot at this event. Don't just solo peek. Have a teammate peek with you, so if you get taken out, your teammate can avenge you. The shock dart does go out. Delete trying to hop on Jaguar and Kinetic. They trade 1 for 1, make it 2 and 3, 4 for 1. And it's now
make their way onto the point. The plant is going to go through. Rushing in is Mini, taking out both Kinetic and Jaguar. Still get a straight 2 for 1 in that engagement. Delete then takes out Prestige, and it's just 2 left on the Vipers. Now they desperately have to win this if they want to. They're going to double peek. They pick up a collateral onto 2.
Definitely no right there.
He tries to concuss, but Delete the quick trigger finger, getting rid of Prestige.
Oh, they had him with the concuss on the breach. Oh, Fengsy sees him there. Unfortunately, Kinetic going to catch him in the reload. Kinetic can look for one more. The knives have been popped from Delete. Atlas going to take 1 kill, and it's all up.
Both teams are getting wise to Kinetic moving back to take the sideline through Garden.
Yeah, you got to make sure you have to have a smoke for this too, but they don't. Oh, he missed. Another chance. There it is.
Hits him in the tootsies, and that's going to be enough.
Oh, wow, they get a flawless. Dashes to get away, though. It was a nice concuss by the breach. And this should be plant side down for the Vipers. Yes, it is, but your biggest problem right now is right up here. Hidden's going to get a great pick. Oh, he misses. Prestige!
Almost has the opportunity here for the Aces at 4. I would.
Hello in the back, everybody. Hello. Hey. All right. If we can have everybody's attention, we're going to go through some final logistic things and say a few last thoughts. So let me pass it over to Andy Hall.
Hey. All right. Guys, first off, I want to say, before this weekend, I had no clue about gaming and gaming culture, and I want to thank you all for welcoming me into your tribe. It's a real honor. You guys, I'm so impressed by you. You guys are all amazing. So I appreciate it. All right, so the bus, there will be a bus that's going to take you